Member FDIC.
Saturday, October the 14th, it's the Thomas Wolfe 8K, Asheville's oldest running event. Come and celebrate its 46th year in downtown Asheville. The course starts at the Thomas Wolfe House, takes you through downtown in Montford and past Thomas Wolfe's final resting place in Riverside Cemetery. This race helps support Read to Succeed in Asheville and Buncombe County. For more information and to get signed up, go to thomaswolfe8k.com. That's thomaswolfe8k.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from your friends at ESPN Asheville.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raidered. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingalls studio.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We're seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. It is a Power Rankings Tuesday.
We're also giving out report cards. We're at the quarter pole.
Yep. Week 4 in the NFL in the books. Monday Night Football last night. How'd your picks do, Jeremy?
Let's see. Seahawks
Bingo.
under. Geno Smith would have probably, if he needed to, gone over. Daniel Jones under. Kenny Walker anytime touchdown scorer. Darren Waller. You do have to score touchdowns for Darren Waller to score one.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that offense for the New York Giants,
it's
not good.
Bad. I did love that they asked Brian Daboll, hey, what did you want Daniel Jones to do on that interception return for a touchdown? And his response was, obviously not throw an interception.
Damn right.
Thank you for that riveting analysis.
What was this supposed to be? Do you want him going after the ball carrier or not? Was that the tone of the question?
You know what I want him to do? I want him to give a whole mess of the monies that we paid him back because he's not worth it.
Yeah, he's not going to do that though. That's the bad part about paying overrated athletes is they never give the money back. Yes, Daniel Jones should be writing a check to the New York Giants, but he will not.
Daniel Jones is terrible at football.
Just another screw-up in that franchise history.
Yeah, and guess what? New York Giant fans, you don't have to watch a whole lot of today's program to figure out where your team is because it ain't going to take long for us to say them.
Yep.
But you're not dead last.
Which is a good thing. That's positive, I guess.
Because there's one team just above all else that is the worst team in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
The Chicago Bears.
Number 32 with a bullet.
You lost the Grumper Bowl with the Denver Broncos. It's blowing my mind that there are still people defending Justin Fields. Oh, but look how many yards he threw for. And look, okay, all right. I'll give you that. Yeah, he threw for 330-something yards on a god-awful defense.
Yeah, he did.
From the time it was 28-7, what did the Bears offense do from there?
Not a thing.
Oh, 3 and out, fumble touchdown on Justin Fields, turnover on downs, interception. See, those things count too. So when you get to 335 yards, he's great. He's awesome. Like he's turned a corner. And then, because that's what Justin Fields does.
Yep.
It's who he is. And now, do I think there's a lot to do with the coaching? Absolutely, I do. Tank did the report cards. I did the power rankings. Tank did the report cards.
Yes.
You gave the Chicago Bears offense, defense, coach, and overall, which is the 4 subjects that we're grading here today.
Mm-hmm.
You gave them 4 Fs.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 big ol' Fs.
I mean, how can you look at this team and go, there's anything positive here? Matt Eberflus, terrible as a coach. Justin Fields, terrible. Offensive line, terrible. Running game, not good. I mean, there is nothing positive about this team. Can they get after a quarterback routinely?
No.
Can they guard against the pass? Well, no. They don't do anything well.
It's shocking to me. Just shocking how bad this coaching staff is. Now, I do want to double down on something that I heard Mike Greenberg say earlier today, that the Atlanta Falcons would be 1,000 times better with Justin Fields. You're right. You know why? Because Arthur Smith's a legitimate coach.
Mm-hmm.
You take a mediocre prospect and put him with a horrific coaching staff, and you have Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, Justin Fields. Arthur Smith could do great things with Justin Fields. The problem is he's not worth nearly what you think he is, and Atlanta is in no way burning to make a move there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
When you gave up a borderline first-round draft pick for a guy you won't even let come back in the building, that's bad.
100%. The Chase Claypool thing was a disaster. We have our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
It's from No Palencia. I hope I said that correctly. He was asking a fantasy question. Christian Kirk, Elijah Moore for Devontae Smith. He's on the Devontae Smith side. I will keep Devontae Smith.
Yes.
That's just me. Then he followed that up with, I love Fields, guys. Come on, the coaching is terrible for him. You're 100% right, and I understand loving him. That's the part of this that when I say these things about Justin Fields, that's the part that the Fields apologists, they don't hear. I'm not slamming him as a prospect. I'm slamming the situation. But I also know there's no way out of the situation because you gave up 2 first-rounders to go get him.
Although you do slam him as a prospect.
I slammed him as prospect coming out because of exactly what we're dealing with now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put him in an Arthur Smith offense where it's catered to a quarterback like that, he did this with Ryan Tannehill. What do you think he would do with an exponentially better prospect? Didn't love him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a better prospect, better arm, more mobile. Good things would happen. The problem is it's a pipe dream. If they were going to do that, they would have taken Bryce Young at the start of this year. Now, it's possible the whole thing gets blown up and they take Caleb Williams at the end of this year. Then what do you do with Justin Fields?
Yeah.
He goes to whoever can't get to a quarterback, and Atlanta does make a lot of sense.
Rob Johnson says the Falcons need to trade for Justin Fields right now.
I would agree with that.
And Patrick Holt says, well, how come Desmond Ritter's not good?
Because he's awful.
Because he's not good
Well,
at
because
football.
see, here's the thing. There are a few tenets of playing quarterback, and Desmond Ridder can't throw. He makes terrible decisions. He runs himself into pass rush continuously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to find out what he does well. He puts his helmet on real good, and he takes it off very angrily, like any bad quarterback does. Just, oh, shoot! It's that stupid helmet's fault.
All right, at the quarter pole, Chicago Bears, they get big old fuzz.
That's 4 fizzes.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
F's across the board.
Bad. Dirk Soldier asked, over under Eberflus gets fired before week 10. I'll go under. I'll go under because I don't know how you can keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to a certain point where it's like Nathaniel Hackett was in Denver of, oh, my God, this is awful. We don't even look like an NFL football team.
Right. At some point, we just have to signal that we're moving on. And that's the best statement that we can make, like the Nathaniel Hackett thing.
Bingo. Patrick Holt says Carolina has to be 31.
Nope.
Not so fast, my friend.
Wait.
No.
Now, you're not going to have to wait real long for them. But 31, the Denver Broncos.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Come on. Wasn't that fun? A big old comeback against the Bears.
Yeah, they're awful. Oh, awesome. So you beat the Bears, who are, for me, I tried to find a way to put the Bears at 35. The problem is there's only 32 teams in the NFL, and I couldn't sneak the Michigan Wolverines and the Texas Longhorns in the back end of this NFL power ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that you beat the Bears. Here's my bigger question. How in the hell were you down 28-7 to that? I didn't forget that.
Because you forgot.
I still got my member berries.
You forgot how to play defense or something.
They didn't forget. They never knew how. And let me just, I'm going to take this shot across the bow right now.
Yeah.
If you think I'm too low on Denver, wait till you see what the New York Jets do to them this weekend. And they're not good either. Just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're bad too. And they're going to hurt your feelings with Zach Wilson
Ain't it fun? Quarter pole report card for the Denver Broncos.
They're almost offices.
Well,
but you got a D+ for the offense.
Yeah, I threw in some D's here because I mean, again, I look at this team and I go, there are plus talented players on here.
Yeah, the only problem is that Sean Payton refuses to use them.
Yeah.
Hey, Marvin Mims is open every time he's on the field. Cool. Let's play him 8 snaps, get 40 for old Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
Jaleel McLaughlin. Let's get him some tote. I am getting to the point that I think Sean Payton may be a dumb one. He may have been propped up by Drew Brees, and he might just be a big old dumb one.
Maybe so.
They're bad.
Yeah.
D+ for the offense. You said F on the defense. That's a weird way to say R, because that's what that defense should get. Coach is a D-. Look at you grading on a curve.
Yep.
And overall, a 5th.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5th for the Denver Broncos.
I am grading on a curve because it's still a name, right?
I haven't flipped this.
I can't completely give him an F.
I haven't flipped this sheet of paper over. I have a weird feeling that this is going to go from a lot of 5ths to a lot of ahs.
No, I gave very few A's.
Good for you.
I gave very
You're
few A's because I
learning.
knew I would get lambasted for
Professor Spencer teaches the class that everybody wants to take because you don't even have to show up and you could be drunk for half of it.
Well, see, Jeremy went, tell me think of what grade you want to give them and then bring them down a letter grade. So I did that a lot.
Well, so far, it's working out tremendously because the first 2 teams were graded appropriately.
Indeed. Let's go Carolina Panthers at number 30.
That's not how we do this.
Sorry, excuse me, number 30.
Carolina Panthers.
This is a team that's, well, they're not good either.
What exactly would you tell me it is that you do good?
Eddie Pinheiro. Not a bad
Frankie
kicker.
Louvu.
Yeah.
Frankie Louvu pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, I miss that guy. Wish the Jets had found a way to keep him, but no, we couldn't do that. The offensive line is
awful.
A Shakespearean tragedy. You have no weapons outside of Adam Thielen, which you have a 34-year-old slot receiver, which is the only person you have that can move a chain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad start. Miles Sanders, awful. That has, for as good as we thought that would go, it flipped its whole script and has been that bad.
Well, I mean, again, I blame that a lot on the offensive line.
Offensive line's terrible.
Right. They are god-awful. Bryce Young has not been able to, grow any because he's on his back all the time.
Yeah. I don't admit that I was wrong.
Really?
I don't admit that I was wrong very often, and I don't do it easily. No. I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say right now.
All right.
I am to the point of maybe, just maybe, I was too low on C.J. Stroud, and I was too high on Bryce Young.
Okay.
Hey, I'm a humble man.
I was going to say,
admit when I'm wrong.
Do you remember when I went through that whole jag for 3 weeks and you made fun of me like I was a dum-dum by saying I didn't think there was that much of a difference between the two of them?
Yes.
And, yeah.
Now,
I mean, I still fully believe in Bryce, but the problem is he doesn't have anything around him.
I don't fully believe in him. And this is kind of the Justin Fields thing all over again. You gave up his best weapon to get him. You gave up your first-round pick next year, which is increasingly looking like it's going to be a small number.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know how you're going to put things around him. You give up that much capital. That's the reason that you don't trade up for a quarterback when you're this far away. And Carolina is that far away. I put a lot of this right at the feet of Frank Reich. Mm-hmm. I don't think he has done a good job. That defense has been a disaster. And just look at this past week against Minnesota, a team that defensively has been horrific. You needed a pick 6 just to get to 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
Can't move the ball.
No.
Your grades for the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
An F on the offense,
yep.
A D for the defense, a D for the coach, and an F for the overall.
Mm-hmm.
I would have switched the coach. That would have been an F. I would probably been an F minus.
Yeah.
Because right now you're just not doing the things to prop him up.
But you can't.
No, you can.
Can you?
No, 100% you can. You have got to stop sticking him back there with 5-man fronts. All right, you know the Hellhounds are coming because nobody's scared of your offensive line. You don't have anybody that beats anybody over the top. When Mingo's hurt and DJ Chark has been terrible, there's nothing to take top off the defense. You can't put this mediocre line out there with no back end that's staying in to protect, no tight end that's staying in to protect, and just pray that your little quarterback is not going to get his head knocked off. Mm-hmm. The New York Giants did that last night repeatedly. I don't know what it is about tight ends that people just forget to use them.
Right.
They can block. That's why they don't play wide receiver. Yeah. That's why they're a little thicker and they eat steaks and they look like me.
But Hayden Hurst, is he a good blocker?
You know what he's better than? Air.
He
is markedly better than Air.
I get that, but I'm trying to figure out, like, it's definitely not Ian Thomas.
No.
I'm not throwing Ian Thomas out there putting that, my faith in him.
But that's what I was saying in the offseason is that you have constructed this team in such a way that you don't have a lot of options. DJ Chark's supposed to be the high flyer. Nobody's worried about him because Bryce Young doesn't have enough time to take that 5-step drop, and God forbid a 7-step drop, and actually get a deep ball to him. Mingo's been hurt, and you've got Adam Thielen who can dink and dunk his way to, 8 catches for 60 yards or whatever it was he had last week? Mm-hmm. Awesome. He's good for your fantasy team. He's not good for your NFL team.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you all of these things, and everybody, no, we got the coach, we got the running back, we're all good. Are you, though?
It's one of those things that it looked good on paper, right? You had the coach who's had experience, who has a history with the team, who was a quarterback. You brought in, good coordinators around him. It looked good on paper. The problem is it's not good at all on the field, and F.
Well, I'm going to use an old military term here. Make your bed. That's what Frank Wright's not doing. All right? And I've heard this said by public speakers many, many times. If you make your bed to start the day, you accomplish something, no matter what you did. You've got to start giving him some wins. I watched way more of Vikings-Panthers than I wanted to, and all I could keep thinking about was there are no wins here. You're behind the chains when you run it. Mm-hmm. You dink and dunk to Adam Thielen. You're still behind the chains. And you commit a lot of really stupid mental mistakes. Mm-hmm. So, I would love to say this is going to get better, but you just got beat at home by a team that you're not going to have to wait long to hear them either.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. It is a Power Rankings Tuesday. We'll pick it up inside the top 30 next.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick-and-mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Thursday, October 26th, the Orange Peel presents Guar. Get your tickets now, online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss Guar, live, October 26th. See you at the Peel.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, God?
My new dream. Jeremy in the mosh pit at Guar. I think we need to make this happen.
Yep, you just want to be behind me. You don't want to be in front of me. Because here's the thing. I might be an old man, but I'm still a strong man. And I can be a mean man when I want to be.
Nice. I think we should do that.
I'll run through you like a hot knife through butter.
Through me?
Or,
yeah,
well, anybody
100%.
in my way, really. Except for that one feller. And I'm pretty conscious of who that feller is. Mongo. That's what we call him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to run into Mongo.
Yeah. No.
We love Mongo.
He'll tear you up.
Oh, yeah. He's a great dude. Just don't ruffle his feathers.
Indeed. It is the Sportsocracy Week 4 NFL Power Rankings and quarter poll report cards. Next up, number 29.
The New York Football Giants.
Yikes.
Holy good Lord,
I'll be
you're
honest
bad.
with you, I wasn't expecting much else. In fact, my final score prediction yesterday was 31-6, so I missed it by that much.
Well, I had it at 20-17, and if you had subtracted points from the Giants and added them to the Seahawks, I would have been the ballpark. Hey, look, here's what nobody will talk about. The defense, which was put in a horrible situations, only allowed 13 first downs all night last night.
They were pretty good.
So, yeah, the bad was bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck with Daniel Jones, and I can't help but say I tried to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Daboll, great offensive coach. Did you notice last night that the offense got more and more mundane and more predictable as time went on? You know why? Because every time they give anything to Daniel Jones, he can't do it.
No. Or he fumbles it, or he throws it away.
Super basic defensive concepts completely screw with Daniel Jones. I can't stop going back to that movie line of, you are the dumbest smart guy I have ever seen in my life. And that's where I'm at with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You've got some talent, but you got let's see, I wanted to say $1 million arm and a 10-cent brain, but he's got a $500 arm and a 10-cent brain. They're paying him $40 million. That math don't math, folks, and that's how you wind up at number 29.
It was highly predictable coming into this one. The Seahawks had it on full display last night just how bad that offensive line is. Now, granted, no Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal's out.
Evan Neal played.
Oh, did he play?
He played, and he was terrible.
I saw Andrew Thomas on the sidelines, and I just assumed when I saw 11 sacks and 25 pressures last night for the Seattle Seahawks, I went, oh, well, Evan Neal probably didn't play either. No, but he did. Okay, well, that's just awesome. This team's terrible.
They're awful.
They get a big old F- for me in the offensive category.
Yep, the offense it's real bad. You gave them the D+ in defense. I actually would have been a little nicer.
It's a little too harsh. After I did it, I went, you know what? Wink Martindale can dial up pressures, and that makes them at least sometimes competitive.
I would have flipped. You had a C for the coach. I would give Daboll a D+, the defense a C, and overall a F.
Yes. At number 28.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Got to see this team up close and personal at Bank of America Stadium this past weekend. And
were you impressed?
I was not impressed at all.
You shouldn't be.
I mean, I was excited at the possibilities of seeing, Justin Jefferson do something fabulous. And
he did some good things.
He had a touchdown catch, and he's good. It's one of those I can say I saw him when he played because he's an all-timer.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that team, it might be an all-time grumper for the Minnesota
the
Vikings.
defense is just horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that would bother me the most if I was a Minnesota Vikings fan right now is you've got Kirk Cousins who's thrown for over 1,200 yards. QBR's not great because of turnovers. You got Justin Jefferson that's currently on pace for 2,300 yards.
Yep.
You're 1-3. You're 1-3 with a loss to the Buccaneers, who I don't think are all that great, the Chargers, who I don't think are all that great, and an Eagles team that's good. They're top 5 in this league. And then you beat the Panthers. That's it. This week you go to the Chiefs. Scattered, smothered, diced, covered, chunk, whatever. However you take your hash browns at the Waffle House, that's what's going to happen to them. You get a reprieve with the Bears. Then you go 49ers at the Packers, at the Falcons, Saints at the Broncos. You beat the Broncos. I'm going to say this right now. You should trade Kirk Cousins. You're not going to, but you should. And even with him, there's a great chance you're picking in the top 5 and drafting his replacement with that pick. This team's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is awful. You're much more complimentary of Kevin O'Connell than I am. I think he's awful. I think he's the luckiest coach in NFL history, and now it's showing because that horseshoe fell out of your tuchus.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it did, what are we left with? Cool. He Justin Jefferson's real well. You remember that thing I said about T.J. Hawkinson? Just disappears for extended periods of time?
Yep.
That happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
All on Kevin O'Connell?
No, it's just you don't. Kevin O'Connell, to me, is like a Wish version of Sean McVay. Him and Zach Taylor, to me, they're right there in lockstep. You have tremendous talent, and if things go the right way, you're fine. The problem is when they make an adjustment and you don't have one. You're just looking at it going, what do I do now? Do the same thing all over again. Well, it didn't work the first 6 times, so why are we doing it again?
Right.
This team's maddening. I don't have much to say.
You have a 1 punch, but to win, you need a 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have that anymore. Not that you really had it last year. You just got really, really lucky on all those one-score games, and your defense wasn't as bad as it is this year.
A lot of people in the YouTube chat asking what would be the buying price for Kirk Cousins. I've said this, and I've said if I was Joe Douglas, I would have already made the call. I will give you a no-doubt 3, a conditional 2 if we make the playoffs, and a first-rounder if we go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Minnesota, you should do that because he's getting ready to walk out the door for nothing. Because you're not going to be this bad again. So you've got to take, whether it's Quinn Ewers, whether it's Michael Penix Jr., I don't think you're going to be bad enough to get Caleb Williams or to get Drake May without making a trade up. So I would be thinking about I need to get as much capital as I can get because I would be looking at Drake May going, I think I could see a path that a team, maybe the Chicago Bears, make the move there.
Mm-hmm. Number 27.
The Indianapolis Colts. This is 26, by the way.
Is it?
There's
I think
only
your numbers are wrong. You skipped 28.
I did skip 28, didn't I?
On your number.
Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful?
We got.
I'll go back and fix that in the break. I did skip 28.
Yeah, you did.
Try to play good. You want to play good. You don't always play good.
Yep.
So, number 27, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. Oh, Indianapolis. This is one of those teams that, okay, they're not good, but they're not completely god-awful. And
you think I'm too low on Indianapolis, don't you?
No, you're not, because, again, I don't think they're good. I just feel like they're competitively bad. How about that? We come up with a new tier called competitively bad.
Is that where the Arizona Cardinals are?
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah. I think they fall right into that category.
Here's what would alarm me if I was a Colts fan. Anthony Richardson was really good against the Houston Texans for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what both the other two games that he's actually started and completed, do you know what they have in common?
What's that?
His QBR and his PFF grade start really high, and from the end of the first quarter on, they do nothing but slide. You know why? Because people figure you out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Anthony Richardson is not that hard to figure out. He's a great runner, and he's really dynamic with his feet, but he's not a good thrower of the football. And so when Michael Pittman breaks wide open, he can hit him. Josh Downs, largely irrelevant with Anthony Richardson. Weird. Gardner Minshew, he was very relevant.
Yep.
There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a tighter window throw because you have a smaller receiver that doesn't always get great separation, and you're playing in the muck. But you get that big receiver outside one-on-one, I can do that. Well, the problem is, as soon as I figure that out, why would I play man? I'm just going to play zone and screw with you, which is exactly what the Rams did on the backside of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Rams screwed up is that Richardson started terrible. Then he had the spike, and then it slowly atrophied. There were a couple really good breaks that allowed them to come back from 23-0. Mainly, Matthew Stafford could barely walk. But I don't know why you would ever throw any man coverage at this guy until he proves he can beat that.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, he hasn't done that for me.
Yep.
Rob Johnson said he's looked better than I thought, and he will. He will because he's dynamic with his feet. He's not a good passer.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you take away his ability to run, and now he has to beat you with his arm, he becomes Florida Anthony Richardson all over again. And that was my fear. Could he grow out of that? Sure. He is super raw. People forget how few snaps he actually took at Florida.
Because he only started for a year, right?
He started for a year, yes, after Trask.
Because he was hurt. Because
he got hurt.
Okay.
He started actually it was 2 years that he was the starter, but he missed a few games in there.
That's what I was thinking. That he was the starter for a while, and then he got hurt, and then he came
threw
back.
a dumbfoundingly small number of passes at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we do need to talk about is the window for Jonathan Taylor is open. What do you do if you're Indianapolis?
Trade him.
I believe you're right because I think you have enough in Zach Moss.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what that market's going to dictate.
At this point, anything is better than nothing, I guess.
I still maintain
continuing to play this game.
I still maintain the team that makes the most sense is the Rams because Kyron Williams is good at what he's good at, and yes, he did fall in the end zone for 2 touchdowns against Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how that's going to hold up, and I'm not sure that he's not one of those that over the course of time you're going to figure him out.
Well, can that? I mean, I look at that and I go, well, can that not harken back to who was it? Todd Gurley and Malcolm Brown.
Malcolm Brown was
Malcolm Brown was the one that he was like the touchdown vulture. He was the short yardage guy. So maybe you go to that.
Well, the Rams need a second run. They need a prodigious running back. I don't think Kyron Williams is that. And if you had them both, now I think you're doing enough to take the workload off of Matthew Stafford. And that's the only team that really makes sense.
Yep.
I just don't think there's going to be a very stacked market for Jonathan Taylor 4 weeks into a season.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Ayers says, what about the Texans for Taylor? They have Dameon Pierce.
They have Dameon Pierce for 1. You're in the division for 2.
Right.
Hey, maybe the Jets will trade for him and not use him either.
Hey, Tal says Baltimore will give you a 4th-round pick for him.
He'd just go get hurt. And that's
100%.
Yeah, Baltimore. That's if I was a running back, Baltimore calls. Nah,
nope.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I don't know what you do to running backs, but you're.
I'll go play for the Stampeders.
I don't even know who that is. Is it Calgary?
Calgary. Yeah.
The Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah.
Of the CFL. They're polite and no one watches them play.
Quarter pole report card for the Indianapolis Colts.
You've got them with a C on offense, which I would agree with.
Very average.
Richardson has been better than I thought. I really, really worry that as time goes on, good defenses are going to figure him out. D for the defense, which I can't disagree with. A lot of just blown coverages, bad assignments. C- for the coach. I actually think you're a little harder on Steichen than you should have been. I would have been in the B-
Really?
range.
Okay.
I think he's done a good job. They don't have a ton of talent.
I agree. I just don't know how much is on him.
And then your overall was a D. And for me, I would say that's a grade too low. They're way better than I thought they were. I just don't think they're very good.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Power rankings continue after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds and sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
Sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Link your Ingalls Advantage card to your child's school, giving the advantage to those who really need it. That's our pledge to you.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
Back in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville, Week 4 NFL Power Rankings. We're up to number 25. Number 25.
I'll send you the corrected version momentarily. Sometimes you double up a number and it screws up the whole chart.
That's all right.
Number 25, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes. That spunky little team from the desert.
Well, they're a headache.
Yes, they are.
They're a headache to deal with.
And
but San Francisco showed, hey, you don't have a whole lot of players. And that's a problem when you come up against Christian McCaffrey because he's going to make you look really, really, really bad.
You had a 1-point game with San Francisco at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the Dallas Cowboys. You had a 28-0 lead on the New York Giants, or 28-7, I think it was, and they came back and beat you.
But look,
and you were real close with the Washington Commanders. They are a headache for everybody. I just don't know if this is going to translate into any wins.
It's not, but you don't want it to. All right, you got
True.
2 first-round picks in this draft.
True.
What you're trying to do when you're tanking, and I get so just over the moon irritated when people take tanking like it's a bad thing. It's not. It's the best thing for your franchise because look at what you have discovered in just a handful of games with the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Dobbs, at the very worst, is your backup quarterback for a long, long time.
Yep.
Whether you believe in Kyler or not, he has shown a command of this offense he is good to have in the room. Michael Wilson is a dog. That is your number 1 receiver moving forward. Hollywood Brown, he has shown an ability to do things. You got a couple offensive linemen that have played well enough. You're getting Paris Johnson reps. You found a couple guys on the defense. The one whose name I never can remember, the linebacker that I'm so fond of. Oh, it'll come to me in a minute.
Zaven Collins?
No, it's Dennis something, but I can't remember.
Gardeck.
Dennis Gardeck. That dude, I'm telling you right now, that's one of my favorite players
wasn't he
in the
a
NFL.
Jet?
No.
Oh.
If he was, I don't remember him. He could have been.
I was thinking he was.
That dude plays like he's never been told that he's loved and he's trying to earn it on the football field from his parents. And those are my favorite kind of players. So, I mean, you're finding a guy every week that's a piece moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the overall talent of an NFL roster, but I'll give you the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Pittsburgh Steelers played with the heart the Arizona Cardinals do, they would be 3-1, and we would be talking about them as a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
They don't, and they're not. Yep. So, Arizona, I think this is a win for you. This is going exactly how you want it to, and I think you found something in Jonathan Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
That culture seems to be changing.
Yep.
It's not going to add up to wins this year, but you're getting moral victories every single week, and this week it was Michael Wilson. Because you got to see exactly how good he is.
And this coming week, you get to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Couldn't catch them at a better time.
Your report card for the Cardinals, a C+ on the offense, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
D- on the defense. I think you're being a little
too harsh.
A little harsh.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm telling you you're being too harsh, but I would have had that probably in the D+. C-
I was thinking depth wise.
Your coach is a C-, which is way too harsh. I think he's done a great job. 4 games in, and your overall was a D. I would have had it as a C. Because I think like I said, you have little moral victories every week, and that's all you can ask for a team that is at a talent deficiency to everyone they play.
Yep.
It's the least talented roster in the NFL, and it's not close.
When it comes to doing better than I thought they would, yes, the last 2 head coaches, Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, have done way better than I thought they would. I'm just not sure how they stack up as coaches per se.
I think he's going to be a really good head coach. I watch the Cardinals and go, that is a team that is well coached.
Next up on the power rankings,
the New England Patriots.
Yes, the lovely New England Patriots. Isn't it great to see the dynasty just squandering misery?
It's dead.
Yeah.
You have no playmakers whatsoever. Now you've lost your best pass rusher and your best corner. This is going to get real bad in a hurry because their schedule's evil. And, I mean, you just look up and down the schedule. All right, you better catch the Saints and the Raiders because from there you go Bills, Dolphins, Commanders, Colts, Giants, Chargers, Steelers, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, Jets. There are a whole mess of losses on that schedule with Mac Jones and Bailey Zapp. But that's the one thing Bill's never done. You've never just crashed and burned. You throw the Band-Aid on this every single year, find a way to become mediocre, and then you pick 14, 15, 16 every single year. And you're getting average results. Weird. This team needs a quarterback in the worst way.
Yep.
Because Mac Jones ain't it. You can defend him to me all you want to. He's not it. Dallas Cowboys played with him. Just played with him.
And great defenses are going to. And Mac Jones is only good enough to beat bad teams.
Mm-hmm. He can beat the Jets. Mm-hmm. Awesome. A lot of people beat the Jets. Four officials beat the Jets.
And even then, he wouldn't have beat the Jets had the Jets not helped him.
Yeah.
Right? Had Zach Wilson not been just terrible, they would have lost that game.
Offense, an F for the New England Patriots. I agree with that. D+ on the defense, probably a little harsh there, but not by much. D for the coach and a D overall. I agree with both of those.
Yep.
I don't think Bill O'Brien or Bill Belichick are doing anything to really help you out here.
No. How much better is this offense than it was last year when defensive guys were running it?
It's not.
Exactly.
It's not.
And I think that speaks not necessarily to Bill O'Brien, but the hole that you put yourself in with the Mac Jones thing. Because he's that bad.
Mac Jones is Colt McCoy with less of a football IQ. Can he have some good games? Sure. Against bad defense.
Yep.
Got one against the Miami Dolphins. Oh, Mac was great. Still lost.
Yep.
Because you need everything to align for you to win games.
Number 24.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that team that I love to just bag on week after week. I mean, is anybody, are y'all seeing it my way yet? Or is there still hope for this team somewhere down the line?
Look, there's hope. I mean, the Raiders, to me, I saw some things in Farva that were pretty good. I also saw that he really needs to learn how to hold on to the ball. And I'm never calling him anything but Farva.
Farva?
Aiden O'Connell. He looks exactly like Farva from Super Troopers. He's got the weird mustache and everything.
I see it.
Yeah, he needs a liter of cola. Bad.
I see it now.
Stat. Get it to him right now.
Yeah.
Look, he's fine. He's got a cannon arm. And I saw some good things. But the Raiders, to me, are death by 1,000 paper cuts, and it comes directly from your coach. Virtually everything I don't like about the Raiders, I can tie directly back to Josh McDaniels. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to eschew the last 13 games of the season. That Raiders job is going to be really attractive 1 year from now.
Is it?
I mean, look how much talent. The team's got talent. I know you don't like them. They've got talent on that roster.
Okay.
You've got receivers. I think you've got the makings of a line. You're in the same boat that I feel like the Raiders have been in forever, which is you've either got 3 that are good and 2 that are average to bad, or you got 4 that are good and 1 that's just an absolute albatross. And I think we've said that every year we've done the show with the Raiders. And that's just where I'm at. You need to get away from this Josh McDaniels thing.
And you need to find a defense. Like, I get that you like the Max Crosby. Yeah, great player. Awesome. What else? Do you Trayvon Moehrig?
Again, they have players. It's just I just don't think they're coached well.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have to say this just simply because anytime we talk about the Raiders defense, Max Crosby, holy good Lord, if he ever just gets abducted by space aliens, man, you're going to look bad in a hurry. That dude wins no matter how many people you throw at him, no matter who the tackle is, none of it matters. He just wins over and over and over again. Trey Pipkins, I don't look forward to film day for you this week because it's not going to go your way.
The Raiders coming in at 1-3 on the year. The quarter pole report card from me.
You had a D for the offense, D- for the defense, a D for the coach, and a D overall.
Yeah.
I don't really have any qualms there.
Does all across the board.
Full of does. Like my report card when I was a young man. A lot of D's.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll continue with the power rankings next, and a team that might be close to Jeremy's heart.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned in one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Market.
The future of joint pain relief is here. It's QC Kinetics, Advanced Regenerative Medicine. This is amazing stuff. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your body's own healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Listen, life is about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and in Greenville. 828-333-9517.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Careless debris burning is the leading cause of wildfires in North Carolina. Before you burn, take a look at the weather and avoid burning on dry, windy days. Never leave your fire unattended. You are the best defense against wildfires. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov.
Technically, National Taco Day is October 4th, but at Taco Bell, you can celebrate way longer with the Taco Lovers Pass. Get a taco a day every day for 30 days with 7 options. Rewards members can buy it October 3rd and 4th only on the Taco Bell app. At participating stores, terms apply.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Saturday, October 28th. Don't miss Dropkick Murphys live October 28th at Rabbit.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
We are back in the Ingalls studio. It's Power Rankings Tuesday. Number 23 for week 4 is
the New York Jets.
Yeah. Jets. You're not fired up? I thought you were back in.
I don't know what to do with this team because Zach Wilson against the Chiefs, you should be 8 spots higher. Zach Wilson against the Patriots, and you should be 8 spots lower. So I don't know what to do with you. I know your defense is real good.
Yep.
You made Pat Mahomes look real average. And if it wasn't for 4 officials, then I'm pretty sure I had a side wager on that game. If you don't believe me, go to Twitter and search it. Trust me, it's out there. The truth's out there, people.
It's the NFL. They just wanted Tay-Tay to win.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't have Tay-Tay crying on it. So we had to have some phantom defensive hold, and Jermaine Johnson getting held didn't mean anything.
I've seen that play 800 times, and I still don't understand. Like, Old Man River, Do you need bifocals? Some you got macular degeneration going on?
No. Here, let me tell you how that went. There was a direct line from Roger Goodell to that official. Red leader base. We cannot have Taylor Swift cry on camera. This will be a PR nightmare. You didn't see anything. Over. That's exactly how that went. I don't really believe that, but it's funny.
It is.
No, it makes a lot more sense that some officials just suck at their job. And that one did. And so did his buddy on the other side. Oh, I'm still angry. I'm still so mad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get too revved up or I'll do things to get me Elemento fired. Yeah. But look, you fought with you fought with the Chiefs. The defense keeps you in every game. I think you're about to hurt the Denver Broncos' feelings. And I want to see another game of Zach Wilson. If you can make him look like that, I will never say another negative thing about Nathaniel Hackett for the rest of my life.
And I have to ask the question, is it just because Aaron's around?
Trust me, I thought that.
Because remember in the preseason when Aaron was on the sidelines, Zach looked like a different quarterback, right? He looked good. And now Aaron's back on the sidelines again.
Well, he wasn't on the sidelines. He was up in the box.
Oh, was he not?
Yeah,
I saw him on the sideline.
He was on the sideline pregame. And then he can't be on the sideline with his leg in a boot.
Yeah, that's true.
They had to put him up in Woody Johnson's
though, I bet.
No, he didn't.
They did not. Okay. All right.
No, but his presence around the team certainly helps. Sure. I'm curious to see what Zach Wilson looks like this week.
Okay.
The defense is really, really good. Your report card, for the offense, I agree with you.
You can't do anything.
Run the ball! I'm going to say that every week until Nathaniel Hackett hears it.
Defense.
Then an A for the defense, which I agree with. The fact that you're this high in this league with who you have played and how bad the offense has been is a credit.
Mm-hmm.
And then D's for the coach and the overall for the New York Jets, and I agree.
Next on the power rankings, number 22.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Man, I didn't see this coming.
Well, I don't think anybody did.
If you had this in NFL season bingo, you're a witch.
The Bengals at 1-3 and an offense that cannot move the ball with an injured Joe Burrow.
No, I mean, and this is a good old-fashioned catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
Damned if you do and if you don't.
Yeah, we got to play him to win games, but maybe we shouldn't play him for the future.
Well, I'm not worried about the future. This is a calf muscle issue. It's not like you're gonna turn him into a one-legged man. The problem is there's just not going to get – without rest, it's not going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to keep seeing this guy as long as you keep trotting him out there. It's just very obvious to me that they don't believe in Jake Browning. You made a mistake not having a veteran behind Burrow, and now you're really at a crux because as Jamar Chase said in the postgame, he is open all the time. But there are times that Joe can't get him the ball.
No.
I saw him twice in the Tennessee game look directly at Jamar Chase, and it was almost like he had to look him off and go, I cannot get that ball there.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think this team's good. I hate to put them this low, but I just don't know what's going to change.
Well, that's where you're at.
I don't know how you're supposed to get better when none of these elements are going to change. There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It may be a lost season for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think you can probably chalk that up because next they get the Cardinals on the road. Okay. But then you go Seahawks, 49ers, Bills. Those are
evil.
Those are all defenses that can kill quarterbacks.
A midseason report card for the Bengals, an F for the offense, a C- for the defense, a C for the coach, and a D+ overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're being a little kind to Zach Taylor, but no real nits to pick.
You're in the Sportsocracy Power Rankings Tuesday. Continues after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds and sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and I have a question for you. You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got a COVID shot this season. Designed for recent variants. Got it.
Learn more and schedule this season's updated COVID-19 shot at vaccines.gov.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. That's GRAND. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It's ESPN Asheville. We are the Sportsocracy. It's a Power Rankings Tuesday. You're on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We're heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You can see us live in the Ingalls studio on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Get your thoughts in on all of the Power Rankings.
And I just personally want to thank all of you for all of your tremendous support. This is the past month, September, is the first month since we've been doing this that between all the social medias, we had over 1 million views. That's confounding to me.
Yeah.
Especially because I look at the growth metric and I'm like, okay, we started doing something real right. I'm not real sure what it is. But thank you from Tank and I both.
Yes.
Your support means the world to us both.
Absolutely. Power Rankings Tuesday. We're also doing the quarter poll report cards 4 weeks into the season. How does your team grade? Well, we've already talked about the worst of the worst, but don't fret, folks.
We still got a lot of bad.
There you go. That's exactly where I was headed with that,
because there are 4 kinds of teams in this league right now. There's really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's pretty good. Then there's awful and horror awful. We are now done with the horror awful tier, I think.
Are we, though?
I think. I'm not sure. Maybe.
We have a gross quagmire of teams here, ranked in the middle of the NFL, but are they really? Because we feel like on an average year, we might have all of these teams in the 20s. But
Fact.
we're getting close to the teens here, and you just start looking at it going, ooh, is that really where this team's ranked? The Pittsburgh Steelers just got dusted by the Houston Texans.
That's not how we do this.
Are next in the power rankings. Number 21.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
He just loves to do that.
I do.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett. He ain't good.
No.
Najee Harris. He's not good.
What does this team do well?
They TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith really well.
They didn't on Sunday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, you know what you did well? You put your shoes on the right feet. And most of you, I think, were wearing the right helmet. Other than that, there weren't a lot of wins. Not a lot of tape that you go, I can't wait to watch that on Monday.
Mm-mm.
Mostly it was, oh, good Lord, we just made C.J. Stroud look like Joe Montana. It's not good.
No, but every team has those games, right?
Well, that's now 2. You've played 4 games. Your grumper percentage is 50%, which means you are bad 50% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Woof. Sex Panther is even better than that. 60% of the time, it works every time. Pittsburgh Steelers, less than that.
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I mean, everybody's going to point to the line and, the line has been so bad. The line's been bad for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is not new information. The receivers are good. The receivers are getting open pretty consistently. Kenny Pickett can't hit them. Would you like to take a guess at the number of quarterbacks in the NFL that analytically have been worse than Kenny Pickett this particular year?
4.
You're too high. It's Bryce Young and Desmond Ridder. End of message, repeat the line.
That's some great company to be in. Wow.
Yeah.
And what am I doing here?
I don't know what you're doing here, Joe. It's bad. It's bad. Now, here's my question. If Mitch Trubisky comes in this week and can effectively run this offense,
he's the starter from now on.
I think you're right. I think you're too talented to be this bad.
Yes. And I think you've given Kenny plenty of time. Right? He had what?
I don't know about plenty of time.
He had
I'm never big
9
on
games last year?
He had something like that. I mean, look, Matt Canada's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible, but it's very obvious that Mike Tomlin's not going to fire him for whatever reason. So the play calling is going to stay bad. The question is, all right, when the X's and O's are bad, it falls on the Jimmies and the Joes. You have enough Jimmies and Joes that you should be able to sustain not having a prodigious play caller.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that you do. And this week, you're probably going to have to play the Baltimore Ravens with your backup quarterback. And if Mitch Trubisky can win that game at home, I think you have to roll with him moving forward.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett has been awful. And like I said, I'm not a fan of pulling the ripcord this early. Usually, I think you need to give a guy at least 20 starts before you go, this is beyond hope.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Pickett right now looks beyond hope.
It also depends on the situation your team's in.
It also, well, that's part of it. It also factors into the grade that you had. It's not like they took this guy at 1.
Mm-hmm.
He fell in their laps at 20, and a lot of us had huge reservations about Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not like I'm trying to think somebody off the top of my head. This is not like Justin Fields, who you traded up several spots to get, gave up an extra first-round pick. You can get out of this and go, hey, we set a first-round pick on fire.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be the first time.
It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time.
Wouldn't be the first one on this roster.
Correct. And I don't think this team can sustain this record of not being sub 500 leaning on Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
He's been awful.
Yep. I agree. As you said, it's a team that is too talented to be struggling like they are. And if you find something, or Kenny or Mitch can come in and run this offense better, absolutely don't think twice about it.
Your midseason report card for the Pittsburgh Steelers, an F for the offense, be a big old F. C+ for the defense, C for the coach, C- overall.
Yeah. Was I off on the defense?
I mean, you can't get torched by C.J. Stroud and me fight for that to be a higher grade.
I mean, I dinged them for the performance against Houston, but
you had one against San Francisco too.
But one of the games that you won this year, right? The defense was the reason that you won it. It wasn't the offense. It was the 2 defensive touchdowns that you scored that got you the win. So it's kind of hard for me to say that this defense is great, but they're not bad.
You've won 2 games in spite of Kenny Pickett. In this league, especially in this conference, you cannot continue to win games in spite of your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that,
number 20,
the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I am fully of the belief that Desmond Ridder has dirty pictures of Arthur Smith. It's the only thing that makes sense because he is awful, and he just committed to him again.
Mm-hmm. I can't figure it out. Like, at some point, is this going to turn around and he's going to look like an actual big boy NFL quarterback and we'll all go, oh, look how smart Arthur Smith was? I really doubt it.
He does nothing well. At this point, I'm not sure that there is a quarterback in the NFL that would make this offense look as bad as it has, because Bijan Robinson is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
He is a dude. You've still got Tyler Algier, who hasn't been great, but he's still talented. Cordero Patterson's a weapon. Drake London's a weapon. Kyle Pitts is a weapon. And you have a quarterback that can't get any of them the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He can hand it to Bijan Robinson, and that's it. Basically, right now, Desmond Ritter's greatest ability is the same thing that a table does. Put a football on it and let somebody take it from it. That's all he can do.
Right.
He is horror awful. For as bad as I thought he was coming into the draft process, and I didn't even have a draftable grade on him, he's worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
You have no investment here. And I keep rattling around what Mike Greenberg said on Get Up this morning. If Justin Fields was the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, they win this division in a walk. That's how bad Desmond Ridder has been.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to do something else because this division is attainable. The Panthers are awful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what the Saints are. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the greatest vial of snake oil I have ever seen in my life. You can rub it on your temples and your headache might go away. It didn't have not nary a thing to do with what you put on your temple. So if you want to just take these veteran guys that you brought in, the Calais Campbells and the Jesse Bates, and spit in their face by continue putting this absolute bum out there at quarterback, then do it. Don't be shocked when the locker room turns on you, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There is no way the 52 other guys that put on Atlanta Falcons gear on Sunday walked away from that going, I believe in that guy.
And what are you doing to Drake and Kyle? I look at those two guys specifically because they're very, very talented young players in this league. Drake London goes to another team like he's your future one, right? And he's Atlanta's future one if they had a quarterback that could throw in the ball. Kyle Pitts should be a record-setting tight end, as he was in college.
Well, here's the thing.
But he's not.
I re-referenced the same analogy I just made. You know what doesn't do a great job of throwing footballs? Tables. And that's what Desmond Ridder is right now.
Right.
Put a football. Just take it from me. That's all you do.
Mm-hmm. The quarter pole report card?
Hold on. Jackass asked us a question in the YouTube comments. Asking me, do you agree with Mac Hollins screaming in his face when Ridder tried to fist bump him after the missed throw, or is that just unprofessional? Is it a thing that I would do? Maybe. I mean, is it unprofessional? Absolutely. It's a bad look. I've always said, guys doing these things on a sideline, you got to understand that the camera's on you. Do I also understand from a receiver standpoint? You're going out here and running 30, 40 routes a week, and you know that if he gets you the ball, it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Or you were left so wide open that any toddler with a remote arm could have done the same thing. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what I would do, but I could understand the frustration.
Well, the frustration has to build because when you're wide open, you got a guy who can't see it and can't get you the ball, and when he does get you the ball, within nanoseconds, you're getting creamed.
Yes. You're getting guys killed.
Right.
And I mean, that's another part of this. I don't know if that's what it's going to take for Arthur Smith to go, I'm tapping out on this.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get one of these guys killed.
Yeah, Drake London has a grade 4 concussion, and you're going to go, oh, shoot, I should have replaced that quarterback a while ago.
Some of the just most unbelievable, you cannot see one step in front of the receiver throws of the season have come from Desmond Ridder. I'm done. I'm done ranting about it. He is irrelevant. I don't know what it is. You got to go to Taylor Heineke. I'm telling you, any vet in the NFL that is a legit quarterback could win this division with that Falcons roster. Mm-hmm. Desmond Ridder can't do it.
Yep.
So if you want to miss the playoffs, more power to you. But that 4th round pick or 3rd round pick or wherever they drafted him, somewhere in that
4th round.
You don't have enough investment here to be this beholden to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't. Ask yourself this question. If they'd taken Sam Howell instead of Desmond Ridder, what is their Vegas line right now to win this division?
They're a minus favorite.
Minus 500.
Yeah.
I'll take them minus 500. Dennis Allen, Todd Bowles, Carolina Panthers. Yep, I'd bet my house on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you screwed that up, and now you're doubling down on the mistake.
Mm-hmm. And now because of it, your quarter pole grade for your offense comes in at a
Big old D. And the only reason it's not an F is because Bijan Robinson is a dog, and you had to write that name on a card and hand it to the commissioner.
Bingo.
B for the defense, which I agree with. The defense has been it's been largely good. It's just put in terrible situations. C- for the coach. You're being nicer than I would be, and a C- overall. For me, you're not getting anything above a duh if you can't figure out Desmond Ritter's not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah. I thought about it, but I grade on the curve.
You do great on a curve. You're being very generous. In the YouTube chat, if you want to throw out your grades for your team, feel free. You can super chat those, all the things, and we'll read those right here on the air. And we're still in this gross, odd tier. This was the hardest week of doing power rankings that I've ever done. I did the rankings this morning, and I literally went down the hall to get Tank and went, I need you to look at this and tell me that I'm not still drunk from last night. Because it feels that way.
Yeah.
Because there's a team we haven't said yet, and we're not going to say them for another minute, that was real low last week.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
How powerful are new Power Scratch-Offs? More powerful than this hair metal band's signature scream.
No way, baby!
Power Scratch-Offs are packed with prizes and have power spots for more cash wins.
Show me the money! Feel the power of a win!
With Power Scratch-Offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.23 to 4.57. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Explore 50. Store.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Explore 50% off everything for a limited time. Now through October 9th at Banana Republic Factory. Save on elevated fall essentials, polished occasion wear, and more. Only at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people?
on dope?
Back in the Sportsocracy on a Power Rankings Tuesday. Quarter poll report cards for each and every team as well. We're up to number 19 in the Power Rankings this week.
The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. You remember? Just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about this team. Oh, they're going to dog walk this division.
I still think they're going to win the division.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team. Now, look, Derek Carr gets healthy and Alvin Kamara gets into the swing of things, and this team's going to be fine. But right now, they're not fine.
No, the offense is clunky. Derek Carr's obviously still hurt. I think you're going to get a win this week against New England. And then you've got the Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Bears, and Vikings.
And you bounce right back up the power rankings.
And Falcons. So, yeah, you've got a sweet little spot here to get right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy Dennis Allen. I never have. I'm going to say the same thing about the Saints that I said about the Falcons. If you had any other coach, I don't think this would be that hard. I don't.
Yeah.
Because you are drastically more talented than everybody in this division. But Derek Carr's been terrible, and you're still 2-2. You got to get Kamara acclimated back into the offense. I think New England's this is a great opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to start hitting some chunk plays. You got. I mean, Olave is in that Jamar Chase. I'm always open. You just got to get me the ball. And I feel like we say this about New Orleans every single year. Oh, man, the defense is talented, but you're constantly put in bad situations. The offensive play call is maddening.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know. I still think they're going to win the division. Derek Carr gets healthy. He gets better acclimated, and things look better. But right now, it's real clunky.
Yeah. Clunky is a nice way of putting it for the Saints. But as you said, they are 2-2. It's not like you've dug yourself into a hole that you can't get out of here. You're a game behind in the division.
You're a game behind the Bucs, who still have a gauntlet of tough teams to play.
Yes, they do.
And large part that you don't. So just relax, get Derek Carr right, because you don't want to see what this will look like with Jameis Winston.
Report card for the New Orleans Saints.
You got a D for the offense. I think that's pretty spot on. You had a C+ for the defense, and that's too low.
Too low? Okay.
As Notorious B.I.G. said, if it wasn't for the defense, they'd be 0-4. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
You were also a D on the coach and a C overall. I can get down with those two. But I think you were a little harsh on the defense.
I think it
hasn't been the imposing top 5 defense that I think we thought it would be.
And that's part of it, but it's also who you've played, right? I mean, you haven't played any prodigious offensive teams, and you're just good against everybody. And so that's why I went high side of the C territory. I went C+ because I'm not really sure you're special on defense.
And I think that could be on us.
Maybe.
We should have known coming in that you're not going to be better than in terms of eye test. You're not going to be better than the Jets, and you're not going to be better than the Bills, and you're not going to be better than the Dallas Cowboys. So I think we had a loftier expectation, and that might be why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with the Saints. This was one of the hardest teams to rank because I couldn't figure out exactly where to put them. I still think you're good, but you're really underachieving through 4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, this team gives up 17 points again next week to the New England Patriots. Do you feel any different about this defense? No. It's always the same performance for me, which is good enough to get you to 2-2. And you know what? 9-8 may win this division. So you're not in terrible fashion right now. Next on the power rankings, number 18,
the Los Angeles Rams.
That's another 2-2 team. Surprisingly 2-2 to me.
It's very surprising to me.
I mean,
it's very surprising.
Didn't really think that they were going to come back and win that game against Indianapolis this past week, but they did. Didn't think they'd get the one at the beginning of the season against the Seahawks. But they did.
The thing about the Rams is now you've got an injury with Stafford, and you've got an injury with Stafford right before you play the Eagles, who are coming off a real letdown against the Commanders. Yes, they won, but it wasn't pretty. This has bad news bears written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're going to see what the Rams are. They have – I keep drawing this parallel because when I watch the two, I see a lot of the same things. Okay. The Rams and the Cardinals are practically the same team. The Rams are just more talented at places that matter. Puka Nacua crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
9 more catches than any receiver in NFL history through 4 games. I don't know what that's going to look like when Cooper Kupp comes back because they do play largely the same position.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody can figure out how to do it, it's Sean McVay. You get those two out there together, that offense is going to be difficult to stop. It opens up running lanes. I still maintain they should be the team banging the door down in Indianapolis to get Jonathan Taylor. But then I come back to that defense and go, yeah, Darian Kendrick's been improved. What's he going to do against A.J. Brown? All right, so far you've had the 49ers guys and the Bengals guys and but then you really look into what you're actually playing against. Jamar Chase annihilated you with a quarterback that can't throw the ball more than 15 yards downfield.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy does not press the ball downfield. Geno Smith looked like New York Jet Geno Smith, and then you had Anthony Richardson. You do that against Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, okay, now I'll buy into your defense a little more. I watch it on tape and go, you Aaron Donald real well, and that is covering up a whole lot of ills. It's not that I'm not buying in, and it's not that I am buying in. That's why for me, they had to either be 15, 16, 17, or 18.
Mm-hmm.
There was no other spot, and I couldn't have them ahead of the next 3 teams.
And that's why they're here at number 18. Los Angeles Rams quarter pole report card.
You had the offense as a C, which I think is real low.
Okay.
I'd have had that offense at an A- at worst.
Really?
Look at the talent on the team. Matthew Stafford has looked. G.G. Gambling said this all offseason. Stafford was the best quarterback in the NFC, and we called him a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
He may not be wrong.
Okay.
Puka Nacua was a 5th-round pick that's been the best receiver in the NFL. Kyron Williams was a late-round pick that ran slow at the combine, fell like a rock, and he's looking like a whale of a steel right now. You brought Tutu Atwell from the depths of wherever he's been for the last 2 years. There's a lot to like about the offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're too low there.
Okay.
You have the defense as a D, which is insane to me.
Why?
Look at the talent. It's Aaron Donald and what looks like an expansion roster.
Oh, so you're saying I'm too high on the defense?
No, you have a D for the defense. That is not too high.
I'm trying to figure out what your qualm is.
Your letter grade's 2 grades too low. I don't understand how much more clearly I have to say that.
Oh, okay.
D
That's
is
the first time you
insane.
said it. Thank you.
Well, D's insane. I don't know what more you want from whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you this was Houston Texans level bad, talent-wise.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that. Nobody's really – I mean, even the 49ers didn't cut them to pieces. You just had a talent deficiency. So I think you're too low there.
Okay.
Coach is a B, I would agree with, and I think you're low on the overall.
Okay.
This is a team that has probably 40 dudes that I'm not 100% sure belong in the NFL, and you're 2-2, and you very easily could be 4-0.
Okay.
Couple things break your way against San Francisco, you'd be 4-0.
Mm-hmm. Number 17, Week 4 power rankings.
This is another team that I don't know what to do with you. The Washington Commanders. Insert analysis here.
Mm-hmm.
You got boat raced by the Buffalo Bills. Physically embarrassed by the Bills. And then you played dead even with the Eagles. And if your coach had some cojones, you probably would have beat them. Because I think if you go for 2, you convert it and you win. But you didn't.
Yep.
I think you've hit on Sam Howell. You've got very obvious weapons. Terry McLaurin, he's sliding into that. I don't really care who's on the opposite side of him. Last week you have Bradbury and Slate. None of it mattered. And they moved him all over the formation. They're doing a lot with Curtis Samuel. You're even getting De'Ami Brown touches. Brian Robinson's been really good. But you just don't win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're 2-2, but you're kind of a gross 2-2.
Well, I mean, you beat two really bad teams. Well, not really bad. I mean, we thought the Cardinals were really bad when you beat them in week 1.
You beat two talentless teams.
Yeah. You beat them. You beat the Broncos. And then you got smoked by the Bills. And sure, you put up a good fight against the Eagles, but you always do, right? Pretty much. I mean, these are division games. They're always tight. And Sam looked really good at the end of that game.
Washington is the team that will take the longest for us to figure out, I think. Because your next 3 are the Bears in Washington on a Thursday night game that I can't figure out what Amazon executive went. That.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. You remember that game that was so dreadful that we were all looking at forks going, if we shove these in our eyes, we won't have to watch this anymore? Let's do that again. Then you play at the Falcons and at the Giants. I don't know that you're going to learn anything from that because I have this weird feeling that Washington is going to win 2 of those games, find a way to inexplicably lose a third, and we're going to be sitting here 3 weeks from now going, I don't know what this team is. I think you're good, but there's a big turd in this punch bowl, and I can't stop coming back to it's Ron Rivera. Every time I watch Washington, I feel like they win in spite of him. Or they're competitive in spite of him. That 2-point conversion call. I can't imagine another coach that would have. Your explanation was stupid, and so was the decision.
Mm-hmm. We didn't go for it because we were gassed.
We were tired.
So you wanted to go to overtime and play more?
Yeah, that explanation doesn't make any sense, and you had a full day to think of it.
Right.
And that's what you came up with. I don't know. What I'm going to say here is going to be this is going to be a little odd. I'm not sure that Washington wouldn't benefit from losing to the Bears and losing to the Falcons.
Because you fire Ron Rivera.
You fire Ron Rivera, and then you can actually see what you have in Eric Bieniemy. Because the offense has looked pretty good at times with a 5th-round quarterback that nobody believed in. But I don't think Ron Rivera's a good coach. I never have, and I probably never will.
Mm-hmm.
I had Panther fans that were ready to throw me off a bridge because I said he was the most overrated coach in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
And that was many years ago, and he has done nothing to change my mind.
He has not changed. He has not changed. Guys like that can't change, right? I've got a set way that I do things. Yeah, I'm the culture guy. Yeah, I'm the rah-rah, run through the brick wall for me guy. But when it comes to actual play calling and all in-game situations and such, I can't trust him. Riverboat Ron, to me, that said a lot. The fact that he didn't go for 2 at the end of that game told me he's changed a lot. But
you've gone too far now.
But there was an earlier time where that never would have been a question. Riverboat would have gone for it.
And now I feel like you've gone too far. You were the riverboat gambler, and now you're the 78-year-old man playing Madden, just going, well, you kick PATs after you score touchdowns. In my day, we didn't go for 2. We scored 7 points on touchdowns.
Right.
A couple comments in the YouTube comments. Steve On said about time you put some respect on the Rams. You're probably not wrong. I was too low on them because I look at the roster and go, there's a lot of guys there that I didn't like, but they are overachieving.
Yep.
And Big Bird said, as an Eagles fan, if Washington gets those trenches right on offense and the coaching right, they're going to be scary. I agree with you. And that's why I said what I said about losing to the Bears. If you could get Ron Rivera out of the way, Del Rio is doing pretty good things with the defense, in spite of the fact your secondary is awful. Emmanuel Forbes, you're another one. Yesterday didn't go your way. Tape day was not nice to Emmanuel Forbes. But I think there's a lot of good. You've just got to get Ron Rivera out of the way.
Quarter poll report card for the Washington Commanders.
It was all C minuses and then a C overall.
Well, those aren't really C minuses. Those are squigglies.
I was about to say.
So that's like an up and down C. Like you go from C plus to C minus, back to C, back to and up and down. Like I just don't know really where to put that.
I did realize that you just put the thing that goes over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
It's
notice
like
that at first.
Because that is the sign for like approximate, right? It's like an approximate C.
Look who you're talking to. I barely speak this language. I certainly don't know the nuances of it.
Right. But you're an average team with hope. At least there's that, Commanders fans.
Oh, yeah, and you've got a quarterback. Because Sam Howell is every bit the dude I told you it was.
From week to week, you do.
He's
week,
a young, inexperienced quarterback. You're going to get that.
Right, because last week it was, oh, God, Sam Howell's not the guy. And then he comes out and he's good against the the Eagles, and you go, he's the guy.
I never said he wasn't the guy.
I know you didn't. I'm saying that's the swings that we have.
I said the same thing last week about Washington that I said about Pittsburgh and a slew of others. Hey, your line's not real good, so if you could stop putting 5 guys in route, that'd be awesome because you're going to get this poor kid killed.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We're at the halfway point. We'll go to the top half of the league next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds and sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
We love you guys. We're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music.
Our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming to Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
Stream the special starting October 10th.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
To some, a baby's babbling doesn't mean much, but it does. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy inside the Ingalls studio, ESPN Asheville. It's Week 4 power rankings and quarter poll report cards for each team in the NFL. We're up to number 16 now, dead even in the league.
And this is another one that's I don't know what to do with you. The Green Bay Packers I don't know how do you explain a team that in the first half is one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL, and in the second half they're one of the 5 best teams in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
How do you wrap your head around that?
I mean, I guess I'd have to go to you're doing a hell of a job at second half adjustments.
I guess.
I don't know.
That's what I mean, if you're a Packer fan, that's what you want it to be.
But
it
it
tells
tells
that's
me
what
that
it is.
It tells me that maybe Matt LaFleur needs to be better at scripting, right?
Or it's really easy to script against Jordan Love, and then he adjusts.
Maybe.
And I don't know. First half against the Lions was almost unwatchable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like a car wreck that just kept happening every 40 seconds. But the resolve was there. You had a chance. I mean, you needed a lot, but it was never really in doubt. But you at least made it reputable. And I think that team is fine. You have serious limitations with Jordan Love. I mean, he's not as bad as we said he was.
No.
But he ain't as good as he is being billed to be right now.
How good is he being billed to be?
That he's your no doubt franchise quarterback. And I just don't think that's the thing.
I think you're jumping to conclusions on that one, but he's not as bad as we thought, or at least not as bad as I thought. Coming into the season, he looks relatively good compared to what I thought he was going to be. And I think he's going to be just fine. I think this team's going to be just fine with him. If you had to extend this into the future, as long as you don't have to pay him, Danny Dimes money.
See, but that's the problem.
You're probably going to have to.
See, but that's the problem. We've already established this, is that you're going to have to. If he is your franchise quarterback, you're not getting out of this for less than $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
No way. No way. No way. No way. He's just not that. You will regret it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. You do have a bit of a problem there, but everybody has that problem, right?
I mean, it's a
Right.
consistent problem in the NFL.
Absolutely.
It's a problem that the next team on this list is going to have as well. But we'll get to that in a minute.
But this is a defense that I still feel like underwhelms at times.
It does.
With the talent that they have. You're just very average. And if you can have another step forward, like if you can get a little bit more help on the offensive line and you can move the ball a little bit better, you're going to jump from being just average to being an above average team.
Well, and this is why we said they had to fire Joe Barry in the offseason, is because that defense is still doing a lot of the same things that it did last year that were just infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
You Jair Alexander well. When he's not out there, you do less things well. Markedly less things well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think if you're a Packer fan, you have to feel pretty good about how you started here. But I would still have reservations.
Yep. Good thing is you got a string of games coming up that you're going to win. Raiders, Broncos, Vikings. You should roll those 3 teams, right, and be 5-2.
One would think. But you mark my words, they won't, and they'll be 4-3 because they'll lose one of those games that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Well, it's a completely average team, so you can guess where I went with the report card.
C+ for the offense, I would agree. C- for the defense, C for the coach, C for the overall. I would bump up LaFleur solely because
Okay. I want to hear it.
Well, you're an offensive guy. The offense has been better than we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I'm not telling you it should be an A+ and he should get a gold star on the top of his paper, but I also would say I think you do deserve some flowers here for this is a limited quarterback, and you see it because he does not read defenses very well.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big knock I had on him coming out of Utah State, and guess what? I still see it. He threw one of the ugliest interceptions you will ever see against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid you're going to see 1 or 2 of those decisions a week.
I feel like they put a lot of weapons around Jordan Love, though. The guys that I didn't believe in. You remember I wasn't in on the Christian Watson thing. Romeo Doubs, he's a great tool, but I don't know how much you're going to get out of him. And Dontavian Wicks, who is that?
Nope.
Yeah, who's that guy? But the start of the season's been great.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers weapons look like they were drafted by one ESPN draft nerd because I think I've liked every single one of them.
You have. Good for you. That brings us to number 15 this week.
This is the one that I'll let you do.
Fire them cannons, by golly, put more powder in those things.
I don't.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3-1, top of the division. Let's go.
And you feel good about that?
No, of course I don't.
Yeah, there it is.
But, I mean, we're winning, okay? Which is like better than losing. So.
Is it, though?
Sure it is.
Is it, though, when you still need a franchise quarterback because Baker Mayfield's not that guy?
Hey, I just, if I'm not going to get the quarterback, if I'm not going to be drafted at the top of the draft next year to get a quarterback, then I at least want to be able to look at the rest of the division and go, hey, we're terrible, but you're terribler.
I mean, that's a way to look at it.
Absolutely. I got to take my pound of flesh somewhere.
Well, the good thing for you and the rest of Buck Nation is that Baker Mayfield's been really good, except for that time he played a good defense, and then he was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the unfortunate part. Your next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, actually, are all against teams whose defenses are either really good or much better than we thought they were going to be.
Yes.
Lions, Falcons, Bills, Texans, Titans, 49ers. You may not win one of those games.
Stop that. We're beating the Detroit Lions. We're breaking out the creamsicles next week. They flex the game to 425. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Who's not stoked to watch Baker Mayfield get annihilated by Aaron Glenn and the Detroit Lions?
You never know.
That will be the most Buccaneer thing humanly possible.
Absolutely.
Oh, we believe the 3-1 reflects in the game, and whoa, didn't see that train coming. Guess I should have looked both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fully believe the Lions are going to. Hurt your feelings.
I mean, this is life as a Buccaneers fan, right? We're on the roller coaster.
Don't play victim with me.
Stop it.
You're talking
you
to
got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
What
sure
did we do the rest of the time?
It's the same thing that my team has done without the Super Bowls.
Well, that is very true.
You don't get to play victim with me.
I'm just saying. I mean, what is that? Everybody likes to throw around the last 30 years. Here's what the win-loss percentages look like. Yeah, we're in the bottom 3. But we got 2 Super Bowls to go with it, so all right. But we're back to that. We're I don't know what we're doing.
You know what you just said? Let me paraphrase that. Well, I've been single for the last 20 years, but I did spend a year dating Margot Robbie, and I did have another year with Mila Kunis. I was trying to think.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's what you just told me. And as a married man, I've outkicked my coverage aggressively. You're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing just fine.
It's all good. Except for I wanted to lose this year, and we're not doing that to start out. But this is completely average Tampa Bay performance.
Just remember what I said about Todd Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to win, you'll lose. Mm-hmm. And when you want to lose, you'll win.
So 4 games in, report card for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's all
S's. No pluses, no minuses, just C's across the board.
You beat bad teams, you lose to good teams.
Right.
You're the definition of a 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah. This team is George W. Bush in college. Just the C's, and they're probably paid for by our dad.
I got nothing. I don't get left speechless very often, but you just did it.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
What's up, people? This is Cam Jordan, all-pro defensive end with the New Orleans Saints. Join me on my new podcast, Off the Edge with Cam Jordan.
There's pressure and he'll go down. And that is going to be Cam Jordan. They can't stop it.
In episodes each week, I'll bring you a different perspective of the game through the lens of my 12-plus years in the NFL. Some of the game's biggest stars will also join me to help you become a smarter football fan. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The Sportsocracy.
This is G. Degeroff, voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
GG Gambling in the YouTube comments says, Tank, admit it, Baker is doing things, and it's good, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. This is the best duo Baker has ever had, and he didn't look bad at all. He's not wrong. Baker has not looked bad in 3 games this year. The problem is we played 4.
Yeah, and then you take that big poo in the punch bowl and go, well, the Bears' defense is bad. The Vikings' defense is bad. Mm-hmm. And the Saints did not play well.
No.
But then you caught the Eagles, and it looked like a squirrel that had tried to run out in front of a car, and he timed it just ever so incorrectly.
I will say this about Baker. I was wrong. He is no longer the worst quarterback in this league. But he's doing that thing that I did not want to happen. I did not want him to come in and be okay, and then this team not be good or bad enough, I guess, to get a top draft pick. It's Week 4 Power Rankings here in the Sportsocracy. Also, quarter poll report cards. How about the number 14 team this week, Jeremy Green?
I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. The Tennessee Titans.
Woof.
Oh.
Are you sure we're not better than them?
I'm sure.
You sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't know that I agree with that. But they did just beat the Cincinnati Bengals 27-3.
I was about to say, when you beat a team 27-3, you call me and let me know.
I mean, it just beat one 29-6.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's not the same. Okay.
And it was a better team than the Bengals. So.
You sure?
Tennessee Titans. You still can Derrick Henry at times.
This is coach. I haven't. This is the first one on the flip side of this piece of paper. If your coach grade for the Titans is not an A, I'm gonna yell.
It's not.
It should be.
It's not. I didn't go A. I went B. Maybe I should have gone A, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's an A for Mike Vrabel. Because you're doing a lot with very little.
Right.
To just smoke the Bengals like that. And I understand Joe Burrow's on one leg, but Joe Mixon's not. T. Higgins is not. Jamar Chase is not. Trey Hendrickson's not. and you embarrassed them.
But the defense is okay.
The defense is good.
And so here were my quarter pole grades. I got a D for the offense because they're not very good.
No.
I went C- for the defense. Did I not do enough there?
I would have probably been higher.
Because I think the pass rush is good, but the secondary's terrible still.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just couldn't take advantage of it.
It's really hard to – well, I mean, because you got – the Browns did the same thing to you that you did to the Bengals. So I don't know what to do. And this is the I don't know gross tier. Look, when you're coached this well, a lot of these teams aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got talent on defense. You're just going to have to keep Ryan Tannehill from beating you.
Yep.
And now you get the Colts, and I don't see how you're not going to hurt their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, your line's awful. You're still running the ball. I don't know. Mike Vrabel's a witch, and they're better than we thought they were.
It probably won't make sense again. They'll end up losing to the Colts by 1.
Yeah, and then you know what? Next week, I don't even rank you. It's just 31 teams, and I don't know on the Tennessee Titans. They're not applicable.
Yeah. I went B for the coach, C overall for the Tennessee Titans. And then comes the one that we stared at, and Jeremy goes, "Am I drunk?"
And I still think I am.
At number 13.
The Houston Texans.
C.J. Stroud's throwing for over 300 yards a game. He's setting all kinds of records. He's on the watch lists for best rookie season since Cam Newton.
By the way, yeah, if I was a Texan fan, I would hear that and go, could we stop doing that? Because the Cam Newton thing worked for about 4 minutes, and then, he won an MVP. Then what'd he do?
You bring me anybody as a Houston Texans fan that can, A, win an MVP, and B, take me to a Super Bowl, I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. This is the one that I went down the hall, and I went, I don't know where to put the Houston Texans. I know where I'm going to put them, but I don't know that I should.
Mm-hmm.
But you have just annihilated two teams that we both thought could contend for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And C.J. Stroud still hasn't thrown an interception, is getting rid of the ball on time. Nico Collins looks like a dog, and Tank Dell looks like a dog.
Yep.
And the defense is exponentially better than I thought it would be. I hate being wrong, but I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong on the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
This team is better than I thought. Now, do I think it's a house of cards? Possibly. It very well could, because this could fall apart at any time, because it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you got to give flowers where they're due.
Mm-hmm.
And they're due.
My question is, how high can this team climb? Because coming up, you got the Falcons, you got the Saints, you got the Panthers, and you got the Bucs. You get the entire NFC South 4 games in a row. And that's a chance.
No doubt.
If this team plays like this continually, they can win 3 out of 4 of those games.
And that's why I put them here. Because I look at this team and go, are any of those teams good? No.
Not really.
But
no.
Defensively, you play 3 that I think are good defensively and 1 that has talent defensively.
Mm-hmm.
If you can go through that, not unscathed, you're going to lose a game or 2 there, then I will fully admit I was wrong on the Houston Texans.
Did they finally get one right with C.J. Stroud?
I'm not fully prepared to go there yet, but through 4 games, you've been very, very, very right.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN, Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Take a quick break, hit the legal ID. When we come back, we'll continue with Week 4 Power Rankings.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around, or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds and sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights at this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
One of Western North Carolina's favorite half marathons is back. The Geyser Growl Half Marathon, presented by Hillman Beer, October the 21st, starting at 8 a.m. This fun and scenic race during the peak of leaf season takes you from Lake Tomahawk and Black Mountain down to Old Fort and passing the iconic Andrews Geyser. The race finishes at Hillman Beer with hot soup and cold beer. If you're looking for a fun half marathon, you don't want to miss this. For more information and to get signed up, go to gloryhoundevents.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. That's money. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are back in the Sportsocracy inside the Ingalls studio. ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And we're heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere you go. You can also watch us everywhere on the YouTubes, live in the Ingalls studio. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Get your thoughts out there on everything we talk about here in the Sportsocracy. We're doing week 4 power rankings, as we always do on a Power Rankings Tuesday. Also, quarter poll report cards. Before we went to the break there, we did not give you the report card for the Houston Texans. So just to recap, my grades at the quarter poll for them, I went C+ for the offense.
I would be higher.
Which I understand that. I went D for the defense.
I would be higher.
And I went A for the coach.
That's probably right.
Okay.
I wanted to say I would be higher there, but
you can't. You can't be higher than an A.
Be good.
D'Amico Ryan's doing a fantastic job with the Houston Texans. Overall, I still think that's an average team.
I do too.
But we'll see. We'll see where they go. I'd love to see Dameon Pierce start putting up some bigger stats for my fantasy team. But other than that, I don't really have any qualms with Houston Texans.
Well, and that's one of those that I think it's going to burn you one of these days, and that's when you'll figure it out that you need to be a little more balanced. You're putting a lot on C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
And there's coming a day where that's going to burn you. You just mark my words.
Right.
You can think whatever you want to about C.J. Stroud. You put this much on a rookie, it's going to burn you eventually.
And the fact that they're doing it, or they've done it the last 2 weeks without an offensive line.
Which is
no starters.
Nuts.
Right. None of them have played. It's just crazy that they're at 13 at week 4. Number 12.
Go Chargers, go! I feel like this is where the drop-off happens. Because I still don't think this Chargers team is great. You struggled with the Raiders. You gave them every opportunity to beat you. They couldn't do it. Apparently, Justin Herbert's hand injury was really gnarly. I don't do blood well, so I haven't looked at it, but have been told you shouldn't because it's ugly.
Now I want to go look.
Yeah, apparently ripped the nail completely off and fractured the finger. So, yeah, he got hung in a face mask.
It's bad news.
But look, you've got a ton of talent offensively. Khalil Mack with 6 sacks last week. That's good. I really thought he was going to break Derek Thomas's record because he had 6, I think, in the beginning of either the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth.
Yeah, I think it was the end of the third.
So that's what you can do. And that was without Bosa. That was without Derwin James. There's talent here. I always fall back to your coach. And Brandon Staley is infuriating.
Mm-hmm. This is
and if you, by the way, Brandon Staley, I'm here again imploring, could you stop going for it inside your own 35-yard line? It's never a good idea.
Did he do it again?
He did it again.
Wow.
He did it again.
I mean, did he convert it?
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember.
Okay. There's only so many times you can do that before it's going to bite you. If you keep converting it, okay, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, here's how that went. I saw them line up to go for it, and I got so angry that I think I went to the bathroom or something. And
I can't do it anymore.
I can't watch you do this again.
Yeah. Started 0-2. Now you beat the Vikings and the Raiders. Guess what? You get the Dallas Cowboys next. And I don't think that's going to go your way. My quarter pole report card for the Los Angeles
And by the way,
Chargers.
they failed. They did fail. Yeah, that's how the Raiders got the ball back before Aiden O'Connell threw the interception where Asante Samuel slid down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went for it on their own 34 and failed. Again.
And got bailed out again.
Because they
did against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. He's going to do – I'm calling my shot here. This is how this is going to go. And it's always been how it's going to go. He's going to pull that little card again where I go for it inside my own 35, and he's going to get burned, and he's going to lose a game that he shouldn't have, and that's when he gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
This team's too good. You have a razor-thin margin for error. I'm also – there were a lot of things I was stuck on. The kneel down. Why do you have Justin Herbert coming in for the kneel down? He can't even take the snap under center. You're having to run a kneel down out of shotgun. Really? Easton Stick can't come in here and kneel it out? And it's just all these little stupid things with Brandon Staley where I'm like, you're smarter than this. I think you have to be a head coach in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But he cannot get out of his own way.
Yep.
So,
quarter pole report card for the Chargers.
You gave a big old grumper F to the defense,
mm-hmm.
B to the offense, D to the coach, C overall. I have no qualms with any of those.
Next up, number 11.
The Cleveland Browns.
Playing without Deshaun Watson this past week, it obviously made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You got caught by the DTR thing.
Oh, I did in fantasy.
Yes.
I must, again, for the 5,000th time, say, be really careful falling for running quarterbacks in the preseason because, you're going up against a very, very vanilla defense. So all they're doing is dissecting what you're doing, and you're giving them the first 5 pages out of the playbook. So weird that this scrambler kid can do that. Then you get into a regular season game, and not so much. The most popular player in every city is the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I have a funny feeling we won't hear that again for a long time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that would bother me if I'm Cleveland. This report just came out overnight this morning sometime. I just heard it this morning. Deshaun Watson was cleared to play in this game,
mm-hmm.
and he opted not to. That doesn't really – that doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. If I'm Cleveland, I'm going to need you to answer to this. And a lot of people would say, well, he doesn't owe you anything. Actually, he does. $250 million.
Mm-hmm.
He has $250 million reasons that he does owe me an answer to. You just thrust a rookie quarterback who was not prepared to play, and it was super obvious. I knew it within a quarter. This kid's probably never taken a rep with the ones, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
He was out of sync. Elijah Moore had like a 20-yard loss on a reverse. It was awful. I don't put much into it in terms of the game. I'm not dinging Cleveland aggressively for what happened there. You got a bad beat. And if you bet Cleveland on Tuesday, you got a bad beat.
Yeah.
But it would be unsettling to me if he was cleared to play and just went, nope, not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not going to do it.
How do you have that little respect is my question. Because to me, that's a respect thing. To me, I've been cleared to play. I owe this to my city. I owe this to my teammates. I owe this to my coach. Whoever you want to put that on, right? It's a respect thing. I get that maybe I feel like I wasn't 100% to go.
Well, I mean, you and I are old school middle-aged men that are next man up, do your job kind of guys.
Yeah, and are you injured or are you hurt?
Well, everybody's hurt.
Right, but
you're 4 weeks into a season. Nobody feels 100%.
Right, but I always go back to that. I mean, are you injured or are you hurt? Can you play hurt? Then I need you to play hurt. And Deshaun, buddy, at that point you weren't injured, you were hurt. And if you're not going to go out there and, strap on the brass ones and give me that college effort,
well, I mean,
it.
I'm just looking at the discrepancy between Derek Carr and Deshaun Watson. All right, so you have this little shoulder thing. You're cleared to play. I'm not sure that Derek Carr was cleared to play without telling the doctor, I'm playing in this game, whether he should have or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deshaun Watson, who has the most guaranteed money of any quarterback in the NFL. The only fully guaranteed deal in the league. And against a division rival at home, you just go, I don't think it will. And so in front of your home crowd, you throw out a rookie that leads to 166 total yards and 13 first downs.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be hard to come back from. Because I guarantee you there's somebody in that room, one of these vet guys, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. Hey, what was that exactly?
Mm-hmm.
And this can unravel seasons if you're not careful.
It can.
Because that's the leader of your team who has not been particularly good. And now you just gave me reason number 17 to go, I don't know that we didn't boo-boo here.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think you did. And this could be a thing with if you rally it the right way, it could be a rallying cry of you get everybody in a room, there's an airing of grievances, you're 2-2, and we're all on the right path. Because, I mean, look, the defense was still pretty good.
Aside from last week, true or false, Deshaun Watson has not looked good.
True.
When we talked about it, we put this on Kevin Stefanski, right? Kevin Stefanski needs to find a way to make Deshaun work in this offense. Maybe there's a rift there. Maybe this is Deshaun saying, I don't want to play for Kevin Stefanski. If this snowballs into a bigger thing of he gets to the point where he refuses to take the field for that guy, I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying this is how
it's hard
little,
to do that a second time.
But this is how little things start, right?
Oh, no doubt. This could be a huge, huge deal.
Absolutely.
Brian Buchanan, our YouTube comment, said, Watson's just a bad apple. The Browns cannot win consistently with him. You're not the first person I've heard say that today, and I feel very sure you won't be the last.
Yeah.
I believe that could be a little bit of an overreaction, but I understand why you said it.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do in the coming weeks, you talk about that story just took what was already a magnifying glass on the Browns and just zoomed it in about 5 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a bye week this week. That's the I think the free pass of you do have a bye week this week. So if it was I'm cleared to play, but I'm not right, I'm going to take the bye week, then I'm going to come back. Okay. You come out and beat the 49ers at home coming off the bye week. All right. All's forgiven.
Yep.
You come out and look terrible. Now, this is like probation. Yes, I do see the irony of saying that with Deshaun Watson. Now it's both offenses, and you're going to get both punishments at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So this could snowball. It's something to watch with Cleveland, definitely.
Yep. Number 10.
If you really want to know how bad the NFL, the meaty clackers part of the NFL is, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ugh.
Yeah, that same team that we were just talking about. What exactly is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the 10. And I don't know how you could have them any lower.
Yeah. I look at this team and I go, it's the promise of a brighter future, right? Let's go full political season here. It's the promise of a brighter future with a quarterback who maybe he hasn't taken that step yet. Okay, he hasn't taken that step yet, but we feel like he's got it in him, right? Young defense gets more disciplined as time goes on. We're seeing better plays out of some of these guys. And, okay, maybe you got something slow rolling here. You know, I feel like we all thought at the end of last year when they went on their little hot streak that this was just switches flipped and this team is just world beater. But they've got more growing pains than we let on. And I think that's what the first 4 weeks have been about.
I do not negate anything you just said. I will also say this conversely. We looked at this division and went, none of these teams are good.
Mm-hmm.
None of these teams are good. You're going to walk to the division. I had them as the 1 seed in the AFC because I just didn't see many losses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've already lost to the Texans and you got blown out. You play the Buffalo Bills this week in London, second London game in a row. Then you have to fly back, play in your stadium against Indianapolis. Then you get a 3-day layoff until you play the New Orleans Saints on Thursday Night Football. You want to know the tale of what the Jacksonville Jaguars are? Watch the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to do.
If this is the team, because they should win 2 of those 3 games. You should beat the Colts. You should beat the Saints. A bad team loses all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Bad team loses all 3. Mediocre team loses 2 of the 3. Good team loses 1 or neither.
Yep.
Because the Bills have to fly to London. They're coming off an emotional victory. That should be a trap game for Buffalo. I don't in any way think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And this will tell us a lot about Jacksonville.
Yep.
But that division is not the cakewalk that we thought it was.
No, Indianapolis is better than we thought they would be, and the Houston Texans are, by this week's power rankings, head, shoulders, knees, and toes above where we thought they'd be.
Every team in this division is better than we thought they would be, except Jacksonville, which makes this much more competitive than we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Jacksonville's going to win this division. I don't know that it will be overly impressively because they still do things that are maddening to me. I had somebody at our YouTube, or that might have been on TikTok. Somebody said, the Jacksonville Jaguars are good against the run. This guy's a moron. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bijan Robinson really struggled. He really couldn't find anywhere to run against Jacksonville. Oh, wait. I'm telling you, you got trenches problems with Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
You got trenches problems, and this sets up as a real show-me month for the kitty cats.
All right, the report card at the quarter poll for Jacksonville.
You got a C for the offense, a D for the defense, a C for the coach, and a C overall, and I agree with all 4 of those.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Inside the top 10 next.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Not all coughs are the same. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than your typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. With Mucinex DM, it's not cold and flu season, it's always comeback season. Relief with Mucinex DM and nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
Get unlimited wireless from Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Learn more at boostinfinite.com.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services. a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Saturday, October 28th.
Good morning, dear, good evening, dear, good afternoon.
Don't miss Dropkick Murphys live October 28th at Rabbit.
The Sportsocracy.
Hello, everybody. This is good old JR Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Famer. Boy, these boys are smart. You talk about goofier than a pet coon. Let me tell you something. This show is a legitimate slobber knocker.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
Hey, thanks, JR.
Yeah.
You know, we're not always smart. Fan since 76, which looks like a Seahawks fan, said a Silence of the Lambs reference. Wow. And honest to God spit take. Yeah, Tank and I both can do the Buffalo Bill voice.
Oh, wait.
Was
she a great big fat person?
It's one of the greatest underestimated lines in the history of movies. And in spite of the fact I've seen that movie no less than 30 times, I still laugh every single time.
I can see other movies with that guy in it and go, hey, it's Buffalo Bill.
Hey, it's Oink.
I just want to hear it. Just do it. Just say it.
Just do it one time. Please. I don't even care that it has nothing to do with this movie. Do it. Do it.
No. When that guy played a cop in Fast and Furious, and I was just waiting for him to look at Vin Diesel and go, Oink.
I just kept waiting for him to go, would you? Because I would.
Oh, it'd have been so much better.
100%. Just throw that out at a random dinner party because you can.
Week 4 power rankings in the NFL and quarter poll report cards. It's time for the number 9 team this week.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Let's go.
I'm convinced that Baltimore is 53 witches. It doesn't matter who they play.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole team's killed, and yet you win games. Meanwhile, my team, we do the same thing. It gets bad and badder, and baddest, and batterest.
Well, I mean, look, you know me. I like the Baltimore Ravens, right?
Always have, with good reason.
I always have liked the Baltimore Ravens. But I will say this about looking at what they've done so far this year. Okay, so there might be parts of this team that I'm not crazy about.
Is that the one that lost to Indianapolis?
But I look at your I look at your 3-1 record and I go, okay, you lost to the Colts. You beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow, right? You beat the Browns without Deshaun Watson, and you got the Texans at the beginning of the season before we knew if they were good or not. C.J. Stroud's first game. I'm not chalking up that 3-1 record and going, damn, this is a juggernaut team.
Nope. You want me to tell you where I'll really buy into the Ravens?
Yep.
You go into, what is it, Acrisure now?
Acrisure?
It will always be Heinz Field.
Oh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
It'll always be the giant ketchup bottle.
Yeah.
You go in there and just smack the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's when I buy in. Because this is a rivalry game. These games are always close. You're catching a backup quarterback again.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
This is a game that you should come in and beat them 35-6. This is one of those times. This is like the best way I can equate this is I was a basketball player, all right, and a pretty good one. And now I can barely walk, and I can't run. But every once in a while, and this happened a lot when I coached, a kid would go, I could work you. All right, let's break out the old headband because I'm going to hurt your feelings. Because I'm going to drop step you to death, and there's not nary a thing you can do about it. This is what you need to do this week. Because anything you want to do, they really have no answer to. All right, the way you attack Baltimore, as they are currently constituted, they are not great on the outside. Pittsburgh has weapons on the outside that can attack that. But you have Mitch Trubisky throwing to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be able to pin your ears back and just send the hellhounds. And you should get home, and you should win this easily. And if you do, you will probably go up a spot or two next week. And if you don't, then I'm probably going to say, yeah, this is who I think you are. You're going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You will be annoying, but I don't think you can do anything when you get there.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore has had we play to the level of our competition for a long time.
Yes. It is it is a nagging complex that the Baltimore Ravens have. Quarter pole report card?
Let's see. You got a C for the offense, which I would tend to agree with. B for the defense, which feels a little high to me, but
a little high? Okay.
It's a little high.
All right.
And they're fine. And I'm just really going off the curve that you have graded on over this entire time. Feels like you did that teacher thing of, this kid's really good.
Yep.
I like this kid.
I did.
This kid is cool. Give him a better grade. B for the coach, which I would agree with, and a C+ overall.
Yep.
I think you're a little low on the overall.
And I possibly could, but
you're 3-1 killed.
Yeah,
this is the most hurt team in the NFL, and you're 3-1.
Mm-hmm. But again, I look at the circumstances of the opponents that they've faced so far. You're right there. You're right at B territory because I don't have another C on my report cards here. Next up at number 8 for Week 4's power rankings.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. Took care of business against the New York Giants last night on Monday Night Football, as we all expected. Seattle still just with that blemish. Week 1 against the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, and here's where I'm at with Seattle. All right, and we've done this with a few other teams. If you take that one game away, and sorry, you don't get everybody's best effort every single week.
Mm-hmm.
You take that one game away, how do you feel about Seattle?
I feel like they're pretty good.
Exactly where we started the season.
They beat the Lions, who we're high on,
mm-hmm.
and you know, that final score was a little closer than I wanted it to be with the Carolina Panthers, but
it was never really a game.
It was never in question that you were going to win. And then last night you did what you should have done.
Yeah, last night
you should have done it worse. From what I saw last night,
last night got super chippy, and Gino was upset about somebody hitting him out of bounds,
and he went out of the game.
And Jamal Adams got hurt 9 plays in.
T's and P's for Jamal Adams.
Here's the thing: if you would stop bleeding with the crown of your helmet, that probably wouldn't happen.
That is very true.
Jamal Adams, and here's the thing: I have some sympathy for him because he hadn't played a game in 385 days, and he comes in, and he is flying all over the place. I think he had 2 or 3 tackles in those first 8 plays, and he's just trying to make a statement. The only thing is that when you do that in the NFL, that you tend to make a statement. I don't know where I am right now because I got hit real hard.
Right. It just baffles me.
And then barking at the doctor. I know you're upset. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
It was super obvious. You got up and you could have told him he was in MetLife or on a JetBlue flight or
he didn't know.
Hanging out with Snoop Dogg or Snoopy from Charlie Brown. He had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So they did the right thing. Don't bark at that guy. That guy didn't do anything wrong.
Well, and I think that's one of those things that guy, he's not taking that personal because he knows where he's at.
100%. He's frustrated.
He knows exactly where Jamal's at. I just thought it was weird that, so he got kneed in the top of the helmet. He gets a concussion. Somehow the knee is fine for Daniel Jones. That just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Physics, weird. No,
but
Seattle's
the thing
good.
with Seattle is, and fans since '76 just said that, Had 4 backup offensive linemen in most of the game. Starting center had to slide over to guard. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know, and I'm really glad he said that. You want to know why we spend so much time on the draft? I want you to look at what happened last night with the Seattle Seahawks. You remember when they took Olu Oluwatimi in the 5th round, and I went, how in the world did he last this long?
Yep.
Last night would have been a problem had you not done that. Stone Forsythe, guy we really liked, coming out. He's been serviceable or better.
Mm-hmm.
And you just look at how Seattle is drafted, you got annihilated in the Jamal Adams trade. Sorry, you just did. I mean, I understand injuries can affect all those things, but it's how you recover from that. This is what I say about Denver. Yeah, you got killed on the Russell Wilson deal. Yeah, because Seattle killed you. And they have crushed these draft picks. Crushed them. Charles Cross, great left tackle. Devin Witherspoon, that was a welcome to the NFL moment because he was everywhere last night. This is what good teams do. There is a reason that Seattle has been good since Pete Carroll's been there because they invest a lot of time, money, and effort into scouting. You get all this draft capital because things had regressed a little bit, and 2 years later, you're every bit as good as you were, if not better, in the heyday. This team's going to be good for a really long time. I don't care what you think about Geno Smith. Last night, I saw some old Geno because somebody hits him out of bounds and it completely throws him off for 2 quarters. That happened with the Jets. That's how you get your jaw broke by a teammate because you don't know when to stop talking. But he came back, rallied the troops, defense picked him up. That's what a good team does.
Yep.
Look, I wavered on Seattle that first week with the Rams. You just slept walk in a game that against a team that is better than you thought they were. Seattle is really good. And I'm telling you, that's the team none of you want to play.
Mm-mm.
If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I don't want to play Seattle.
No.
If I'm Philadelphia, I don't want to play Seattle.
Yeah.
If I'm San Francisco, I don't want to play Seattle.
Mm-mm. And they'll probably start out 5-1 with the Bengals and the Cardinals next, and then you get the Browns and the Ravens in back-to-back weeks, and that's really more of a prove-it ground for me for this Seattle team. But they're very good at the quarter pole. My report card: offense,
C.
Yep.
Defense, C.
Yeah.
I think you're a little low on both of those.
Okay.
Coach, A. I agree with that totally. And then a B overall, and I would agree with that.
Yeah, the average brings them out to a B, and there's still a lot of room for growth for the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this team can be every bit as good as we said they were coming into the season.
Yep. We'll get to number 7 up next right here in the Sportsocracy on a Power Rankings Tuesday.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around, or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds and sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Fastmax Kickstart.
Not all coughs are the same. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than your typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. With Mucinex DM, it's not cold and flu season, it's always comeback season. Relief with Mucinex DM and nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Week 4 power rankings and quarter poll report cards here in the Sportsocracy. We're up to number 7.
The Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Detroit. They're as good as I thought they were going to be, and I honestly
it's about
think
to
it's going to get better
because Jameson Williams. If for nothing else, it gives you a legit over-the-top deep threat.
No doubt. Somebody that you have to respect.
Well, now here's my question. How long does it take for them to figure out, hey, we should stop giving the ball to David Montgomery 32 times a game? Maybe.
Longer than you want it to.
100%. Maybe take Jahmyr Gibbs out of that cellophane packaging and show just how good he is. Because when I went back and watched that tape, it is abundantly clear which of those two is more dynamic. There is a possibility that they're just easing him in, which I guess I understand because you haven't necessarily needed him yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna.
That's how I see this. Who was it the other? Oh, your boy Kerryon Johnson was out on social media. I think it was Sunday, saying, "Y'all keep saying to up his touches," talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm all for this. And as a running back who got the ball thrust into his hands immediately as soon as he touched the field for the Detroit Lions and then ended up dealing with injury, I take that as a positive comment of they're doing the right thing here. And I'll be honest with you, I think they are. If you can be this effective with David Montgomery running the ball, I'm not going to put Jahmyr at risk.
I'll go there to a point.
Mm-hmm.
When it's gonna bother me is Carolina. Sorry, this is not going to end well. Tampa, this is not going to end well. At Baltimore, he better have more than 11 touches. If you try to cram David Montgomery down the teeth of that defense, that's a game where he needs to come out of the cellophane. And look, Ben Johnson's playing chess, not checkers. So I think that's how that will go. It's just it's getting bothersome because I feel like David Montgomery is a Dan Campbell guy because he's between the tackles, he's a bruiser. Okay, all right, buddy. Like, all right, you got one of the best offensive coordinators in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play modern day football. You're gonna have to when you start playing these high level teams. You can beat the Packers and the Falcons this way. Kansas City without Travis Kelce. I'm not giving the asterisk. I'm just saying.
It's a fact. In fact, I don't care about your feelings.
You got a weapon here. Use it.
No doubt.
If the usage keeps going up, okay.
It will.
But 32 touches for David Montgomery is nanners.
I would agree with that as well. The Detroit Lions quarter poll report card. I got a B for the offense, C for the defense, and a B for the coach.
I would have gone B's across the board, but that's just me.
Okay.
I think the defense has been better than I thought it would be.
All right. And it's a B overall.
Oh, and as the draft nerd, I have to say, you crushed the draft. And I'm going to keep saying to all the Lions fans, because no team called me an idiot more than the Lions. I had them all.
Mm-hmm. And next level thinking, right? Remember how the industry mocked them for taking Jahmyr Gibbs that high. Mocked them for getting back up there and getting Jack Campbell. Sometimes you just find guys that fit what you're doing.
They've all been very, very important, and they're going to become more and more important as time goes on.
Yep. Number 6.
The Philadelphia Eagles. This is going to feel low to some people. It's not, because I considered having the Lions over you. And I thought about it for a real long time.
But why?
You just struggled aggressively with the Washington Commanders. All right, if you're as good as you're telling me you are, why is that defense not looking better than it does at times? Sam Howell picked you apart. And I understand you're crushed in the secondary. Yes, so is Baltimore. So is Baltimore. They had a quarterback that had, 3 less starts than Sam Howell? He looked like an XFL quarterback. You made Sam Howell look like Joe Montana. That would be unsettling to me. And for me, it all comes back to Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
All of it comes back to Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown's really well. He Devontae Smith's well from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is completely irrelevant. You'll hit one to Olamide Zaccheaus every once in a while. But this offense still looks clunky. You got a lot of time to figure it out, and I think you're going to walk into the playoffs because that schedule lays really nicely for you to win a lot of games. But this reservation is it's being confirmed every single week. And I have this funny feeling it's going to get Philadelphia at some point. I don't know exactly when. That Rams game this week and that Jet game next week. They're both of those feel like games where you should win by 2 touchdowns, and I have a funny feeling you're not going to win either one of them by that much. They're both on the road.
This may be a team that just nasties out wins. They're too talented to lose routinely, right? I mean, this is week in and week out. You have enough talent on the ball, on either side of the ball, to beat whoever the hell you're playing. It doesn't matter. I don't have to come out and win every game 30-3.
No, and I'm not saying you
do.
I
feel like I could. I feel like my team's talented enough to, but they have that knack for playing to the level of the competition sometimes.
Philly Cheesesteak said I'm smoking crimes. I don't know who of the 5 that I'm getting ready to say that you think they would be ahead of. But I mean,
for having them
you
this
do have
low?
Philly in your name. So, I mean, look, Philadelphia has not been overly impressive, and I can't figure out how anybody would think they have. The reason you're so high is because you have drafted obnoxiously well. And really, my qualm is not with Jalen Hurts. It's with Brian Johnson. That's my problem. Because it's not getting better. 4 weeks into the season, I am still saying the exact same thing I said after week 1. Man, this looks clunky.
Yep.
But you got time. You got time, and his comment to who we would have ahead of him is the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it's ironic you said that, because number 5 is the Dallas Cowboys.
Indeed. Do we want to give the report card for them before we move on?
Yes.
Philadelphia's quarter pole report card?
B on the offense, a B on the defense, a C+ for the coach, and I think you're being kind there, and a B overall. This team is stupidly talented.
Yes.
You have played 4 bad teams. You have played 3 one-possession games. That's unsettling to me.
Yep.
The best team you've played so far is either the Buccaneers or the Commanders. The Buccaneers, you just squished them because they couldn't move the ball. You should have lost to Washington, and you know I'm right. Because if they go for 2, they're going to convert it, and you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But Ron Rivera didn't. I would rather be lucky than good all the time.
All right, number 5.
The Dallas Cowboys.
There we go.
Sorry, I got confused because I'd already said that one.
Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, it's very close. It's very close between them and the Philadelphia Eagles. You can't really separate
here's
the
the
two.
rationale. This ain't hard to figure out. I had Dallas ahead of them to begin with. Dallas got caught by the Cardinals. Take that one game out, which I've already done with probably 7 teams since we started this. And secret time, I did it with Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I took Washington out. All right, you played close with them. That's why you're 6th. If I'd really dissected that Washington game, you're probably below the Lions. But you take those 3 other games, they're not just beating teams, they are killing teams. 2 New York teams in New England. That's one really well-coached team in New England that you just embarrassed. It's a really good defense in the Jets that, no, you didn't get in the end zone, but you embarrassed them.
Mm-hmm.
And a Giants offensive line that is going to break an NFL record for sacks.
Oof.
And you're half of it. That defense is terrifying. It is terrifying.
This is the week. This is the week that I look at and I go, we're going to find out what these 2 teams are made out of.
That's the other part of this. That's the other part of this is I can very conveniently put Dallas in front of Philadelphia because the way I power rank, if they played right now, who would win? And I'd take Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Neutral field, I'd take Dallas.
I would too.
Now, this week, if you come out and Brock Purdy cuts apart that defense, okay. Then you beat 3 bad teams, and then you'll drop like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
If Brock Purdy comes out and does what Brock Purdy has done for the first 4 games of this season to Dallas, they will be behind the Eagles, they'll be behind the Lions, and they'll be behind the Seahawks. The rubber meets the road this week.
Yep. It sure enough does. I like this Dallas team. I'm still not sure that you have the leader to take you where you need to go.
Well, I mean, then that's the problem. It's quarterback.
Yep. I wasn't even talking about the quarterback. I was talking about Mike. Mike McCarthy is the one. He's chief standing in the way. And then if you got past him, then I'd be talking about Dak. But quarter poll report card for Dallas.
You got a B for the offense, an A for the defense, a C for the coach, and a B overall.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I would say about Dallas, in the NFL, there have been 3 wins all year by 35 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas has 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Strength of schedule.
That's what good
though.
teams do. I mean, I understand you. You've
Right.
played nobody.
Right.
I'm well aware of
Okay,
that.
all right. I just wanted to make sure. Because, I'm just seeing a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans losing their minds. And you should be happy. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. Just don't be going down here to thinking that you're going to do this to the Eagles or the Seahawks or the Niners or whoever. I don't think that's coming. You're going to get a lot more challenges than you want going down the stretch of the season, and then we can really dissect this team and Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
At number 4.
The Miami Dolphins. It is confounding to me how many people are taking 1 week. And I guess that's what I'm saying about the Cowboys. It's what I'm saying about the Dolphins now. Any 1 week, weird, bad things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the New York Jets beat the Buffalo Bills. How many times do you think that would happen if we played this game 10 times? 9?
Yeah.
Buffalo wins that game 9 out of 10 times?
Absolutely.
All right, so you got to take some things as a little bit of a blip. I don't think Buffalo was a blip. I think Buffalo was a buzzsaw. You come out and break an NFL modern-day record for points. First time somebody scored 70 since 1966. You're reading your own press clippings. You're feeling yourself. And there is a Buffalo Bills team that brings their lunch pail to work every single day, and they got real tired of hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they punched you in the throat. If I'm a Dolphin fan, the thing that would scare me to death is why did you not figure out that Cater Kohu shouldn't be on Stephon Diggs? Like Vic Fangio, you were the big high-priced defensive coordinator hire. I could have figured that out. I could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Howard follows Stephon Diggs. Well, he doesn't do that. Well, he should.
Mm-hmm.
He should. I mean, that is the stupidest argument that I've ever heard, and I hear it a lot. Oh, well, that's not what we do. Okay, so if what you do is play with fireworks and wait for one of them to blow up in your face, maybe you should use a stand at some point. Nope, that's just what we do. Just line them and hold on to it and wait to throw it over my head. That's dumb.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an out in your scheme for that, then that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where I'm at with Miami, and I've gotten a lot of flack for saying that I still have them this high. Who comes back eventually? I don't know exactly when.
Jalen Ramsey.
You got Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard. There's no more Cater Kohu, is there?
Mm-mm.
And now he plays in the slot. That's the biggest deficiency. Oh, you didn't get after Josh Allen. Jalen Phillips will be back in a week. You can't be so beholden to one game that you completely lose sight of everything else you've seen. Miami for 3 weeks looked like the best team in the NFL.
Yes.
You got dog walked by the Bills, who are real good, and we undervalued.
On the road.
So what am I supposed to do, drop them to 10?
Yeah.
No, they're not that team. They're not that team. They've never been that team. They're not going to be that team. And guess what? This week, I have a funny feeling probably be pretty impressive again.
Yep. Anybody want to guess what I gave the Miami Dolphins for their offense on the quarter poll report card?
If it wasn't an A, you're smoking crimes. It is.
It is.
C for the defense, B for the coaching, B for the overall, and I agree with all of those.
All right, we got the top 3 coming up next on a Power Rankings Tuesday here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
How powerful are new Power Scratch-Offs? More powerful than this hair metal band's signature scream.
No way, baby!
Power Scratch-Offs are packed with prizes and have power spots for more cash wins.
Show me the money! Feel the power of a win!
With Power Scratch-Offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.23 to 4.57. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Technically, National Taco Day is October 4th, but at Taco Bell, you can celebrate way longer with the Taco Lovers Pass. Get a taco a day every day for 30 days with 7 options. Rewards members can buy it October 3rd and 4th only on the Taco Bell app. At participating stores, terms apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
Yo, J Balvin here. Verizon just hooked me up with a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. How can you get one? By switching to my plan at your Verizon store, get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on them. When you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition, guaranteed. And listen to my new song, Dientes, on your way to get the new iPhone 15 Pro.
Don't miss out. Switch to my plan from Verizon today. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
Bangers.
Ugh.
Ugh. It is the Sportsocracy.
Oh, we have the she who shall not be named, which means it must be time for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. Number 3 in this week's Week 4 power rankings, the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, by the way, Brian Hall came down the hallway yesterday. That was in a Capital One commercial. That's where I had heard that song before.
I don't watch commercials, so
yeah.
I think it was on
the radio commercial, and that's why I remember it because I've heard it a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, it's the trailer thing. But aside from what's going on in the press box and on your television screen, the Kansas City Chiefs are damn good at football. If you didn't know, just wanted to clear that up.
They're very good, and they keep finding a way to win games, whether they should or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you lost that first game with the Lions. I get it. You didn't have your best playmaker.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's an asterisk. It has to go into that.
On both sides of the ball, by the way.
Yeah. You played Jacksonville. You held them to virtually nothing. You didn't score a lot. Neither did they.
Mm-hmm.
Beat the smoke off the Bears, and I'm not going to lie. You ran into a kind of a weird buzzsaw with the Jets, with Aaron Rodgers' first time in the stadium, and Zach Wilson playing the game of his life. And no, that didn't have anything to do with Kansas City, because you go back and watch that tape, there were several of those throws where Kansas City defended it perfectly. Zach just threw it perfectly, but you found a way to win.
Yep.
I mean, it helps when the officials are bought and paid for, but it's funny because it's true. Kansas City's still phenomenal. They're
Absolutely.
a phenomenal NFL football team. Patrick Mahomes is still a dude, and they're about to reel off a mess of wins in a row because they play the Vikings, Broncos, Chargers, and Broncos.
Quarter poll report card goes B for the offense, C for the defense, A for the coach, B overall.
Can't dispute, not nary a bit of that.
Number 2.
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, nobody circles those wagons, huh? Stephon Diggs, still real good.
The good of Buffalo is so good. The only thing, and a lot of people called it hate, that I was hate, which I have to do now that anytime that word comes up, is I still know bad Josh Allen can appear. But, man, your good is really good. Your good just physically embarrassed an incredibly impressive offense. The Tre'Davious White thing is a big deal.
Yep.
I am really interested to see how they react to that, how it changes the defense. Getting Von Miller back will obviously help. The front is really good, and the offensive line held up better this week than I thought it could.
Yep. They're in London this weekend taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is a huge trap game for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
If Buffalo is not careful, they will get caught by the Jaguars.
Quarter poll report for them.
B for the offense, B for the defense, C+ for the coach. I actually think you probably been a little harsh on Sean McDermott. There's something I didn't think I'd say today.
Really?
And a B overall.
Okay, and then that leaves us with 1.
The San Francisco 49ers.
You know it. You know it.
They, Christian McCaffrey, real good.
Yes, they do. Brock Purdy ain't bad at football either, as much as you don't want to admit it.
No, he is.
He works.
From now on, game manager should be the Brock Purdy Award.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly what he is.
Absolutely.
He does only what he is asked to do, nothing more, nothing less.
Yep.
And that's fine. When you're playing defense like this, they are hurting people's feelings running the ball. I mean, I looked at the line, and I had huge issues with it because there was a lot of young guys that I hadn't seen much of. They are killing people in the run game. Killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as Christian McCaffrey is upright, that is going to be a really tough team to beat.
Mm-hmm. And the defense ain't shabby either.
And this week, it's your game of the week with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right.
I have a funny feeling we're going to talk about that a lot for the rest of the week. Because
Yes.
that's the biggest game in the NFL so far this year.
No doubt.
And I don't think it's even close.
No doubt.
San Francisco, this week's number 1 in the power rankings, and it should be A's across the board. You had to be for the offense.
I did.
Nope. A's.
I gave him a little ding because you got your game manager quarterback.
Yep. San Francisco gets all Oz.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be back with you tomorrow at noon right here in the Ingalls studio.
Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Mix of clouds and sunshine and warm for us this afternoon. Temperatures up around 80 this afternoon. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the middle to upper 50s. Sunny, warm around or just over 80 for tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday, upper 70s. More clouds than sunshine Friday as a cold front approaches. Highs Friday, mid-70s. Much cooler this weekend. Sunshine and low to mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
Over 50,000 police officers are assaulted each year. Help police by not escalating. Address any complaints after the encounter. Comply now, complain later. Keep everybody safe. This message brought to you by the National Police Association. Learn more at nationalpolice.org.
Thursday, October 26th, the Orange Peel presents GWAR. Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss GWAR live October 26th. See you at the Peel.
Saturday, October the 14th, it's the Thomas Wolfe 8K, Asheville's oldest running event. Come and celebrate its 46th year in downtown Asheville. The course starts at the Thomas Wolfe House, takes you through downtown in Montford and past Thomas Wolfe's final resting place in Riverside Cemetery. This race helps support Read to Succeed in Asheville and Buncombe County. For more information and to get signed up, go to thomaswolfe8k.com. That's thomaswolfe8k.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and